Change out where the lighting is for where my light is, and I like this a little better. It's a little better. My face is actually fucking lit. Lit. And do I gotta deal with this bullshit? That'd be lit. What the fuck? The heater just has to come on right on time. Perfect timing. Absolutely. I gotta love it. 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 Can I help you, buddy? Is there a particular reason why there's a paw on my leg right now, dog? Like, is there? I don't really think there is. So what's the deal? What's the deal here, huh? What's the deal here, old boy? I don't even think he knows. I don't even think you know. There you go, buddy. Oh. Yeah, cool. Alright. Got two. Come here, burr. Snacks and dog treats. All the combination. All of the good combinations. There we go. Brew. Check. Brew part 2. Check. Snack for when the munchies kick in. Check. Good shit too. And dog treats. Check. Bada bing, bada boom. And a bada boom, and a bada bing. Let's see. That one's over here. What's that? It's up there. Empty out there, sir. Sip some coffee. Probably thinking getting some treats right now, but you'd be wrong, right? Actually, but hey, we kind of already did your whole treat thing here, bro. My dude. You're sticking your nose and your schnoz up into everything I'm doing, dude. Like, do you mind? Like, oh my god, here. Take it. Yeah, there you go. Psycho. Oh, suck a dog. My oh my. There. That's a nice sound of a cold one. A good, beautiful sound indeed. Better than this bullshit. that sounds kind of annoying. Find a way to put that on and get it all fucking drowned out. Drown out the noise. Yeah, you gotta drown out the noise. Bada boom, bam, bam. Da long boom, long boom. Dum 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 boom boom. Boom boom boom. Do 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 do. Hey, come here. Huh? Hey, boy. Attaboy. Sweet, sweet little thing. Let's zook off. Whatever will I do without that little pup? Get some background music in y'all. There we go. Sweet. How to get a bowl, smoked and loaded. A burr consumes. My goodness. It's gonna come back for this other bone, I swear. You're gonna come back for this other bone, aren't you? Yep, alright. Come on. Come on. Get it. Get your bone. Come on. There you go, buddy. Oh, so nice and refreshing. Oh, I love it. Crisp. A crisp. Nothing says goodness like a crisp burr. Tell you what. I tell you what. Oh, that was a good hit. These bowls to decompress too are just so nice. Oh, so nice. Yeah, let's see what's all going on too, but shit. Let's see here, y'all. Texas GOP enters Dumb Tweet Hall of Fame. If you can wait in line for hours for testing, you can't vote in person. It's like, oh my god. What a fucking stupid, reductive way of looking at shit. Like, Jesus Christ. Though I can't say I'm necessarily surprised. If you could wait long lines to goddamn fucking, you know, motherfucking just waiting in line for testing, then you could goddamn wait in line to vote for hours on end. It's like, for fuck's sake. coat on. It'd be a little chilly. Now when you get off work, you don't necessarily notice how cold it is. Brr. Brr. I also got a little fun surprise to show off in a little bit, but like I said, I'll do that in a little bit. Can't show it off quite yet. I should get a little closer though, so I don't have to like get up and grab it later. I'll put you right here. Perfect. As long as Zukov doesn't act like a dumbass and knock it over or some shit. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Silly ass little dork. We know how you is. Look at you. He's so cute. Too damn sweet. What will you ever do about him? That damn little dork. I also got some messages on the old Discord. Let's see what that's all about. Let's see here. The report sheds light on Boston Police Department's disgrace gun training task force. Damn. What's this about? Let's see what this link's on all about here now. Report sheds light. Yeah. What's that? 2 years, more than 100 interviews and thousands of pages of documents into one of the biggest corruption scandals in Baltimore police history has all led to this. The results of an independent investigation into the disgraced gun task force are out. 8 officers, including ringleader Sergeant Wayne Jenkins, dude, were convicted of racketeering, armed robbery, selling drugs, falsifying overtime, and planting evidence on suspects they arrested. A total of 13 offenders were charged in a scandal since the initial federal indictment of Jenkins, Modu Gondo. I'm not gonna rate all those names. Nice. That's some good shit. I think it's a Texas nurse. Oh, you're talking about that one random ass? Yeah, hold on. I want to see that. I didn't even get a chance to read it yet. Yo, Doc of the High Seas MC. How you doing, man? What is up? Yeah, I want to see this. I'll show you all. I saw this earlier because Mornax sent it to me. But we're going to watch it. This guy is a little wacky.
You gonna get corona from vaccinate. You gonna get corona from Mona. Don't vaccinate. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. You gotta vaccinate in the Lone Star State. Vaccination is so great.
Vaccination isn't long. Vaccination all day long. Vaccination body.
Vaccinate me at the party. A vaccine dream. I love the vaccine all day long. I want to vaccinate your mom. I want to stick it deep in your arm. Oh my, where are you? I want to vaccinate you, but you can't hear my song. Vaccinate me in my thong. Vaccination right or wrong.
Wait, in his thong?
That ouchie, I want it in my body. Vaccinate me to go to the party. Oh, Mara's back. Vaccinate me white or black. Vaccinate you. Vaccinate who? Vaccinate you all day long. Vaccinate your daddy and mom.
Vaccinate your daddy and mom.
Vaccinate the mayor. I am a vaccination player. What can I say? I'm the real round sayer. Prime time. 99.
Dude, he's sweating. Look at his shirt. His shirt's starting to sweat through.
I commit the crime. I'm always on time because I'm 99. I step and I grind and I blow your mind one more time. Vaccinate your mind, vaccinate your body, vaccinate your life, leave your vaccination party. I love y'all. Peace. God bless. Follow my Instagram, IG.
Your time is up.
Primetime Stein.
Thank you.
Primetime Stein.
Brian.
Is this all? This is almost as cringe as the Hillary remix. I mean, I don't even know, man. Vaccinate my dome, vaccinate my thumb, vaccinate my arm and go in the dome. I don't even know. Vaccinate the mom, vaccinate the dad, vaccinate everybody going the Rona, cause you can't get that no Mona. I don't even know, dude. Like, it was kind of like there was a few points where he was actually kind of bumping for a second, and then he went a little like off the rails. He almost had it there, though. I mean, I don't even know how to respond to that. I just wanted to show it. It was that just kind of pleased me. That's all. All it did was just kind of please me there. It's like, nice. oh my sweet Jesus. Do you remember when Peter had quit Spider-Man in the second movie, the crime started going up? People were like, crime has gotten so bad now I wish Spider-Man 2 were here. Where is the Spider-Man? Our greatest hero we need. Though we don't like vigilantes, so we want to criminalize him anyway. That's kind of why he fell off the radar, because we thought he was a criminal too. Only he was going after other bad guys, yeah. He also kind of lost his powers too, a little bit. Couldn't scale no walls, could sail no buildings. Could even shoot no webs on now. Yeah, I had to get reignited and remotivated to find that true spirit inside him to make it work again. Yeah. Take a new tactic, get people getting their shot. From what I've read in the tweets from when I first saw that, apparently the guy's an anti-vax quote comedian. But I still don't know. I really actually can't tell if he's just like some satirist or if he actually is an anti-vaxxer trying to be comedic about it. I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. It amused me though. That was amusing. Like, he wasn't sweating through his shirt initially, but near the end of it, you started to see he was legit sweating through. So he was getting into it. He couldn't even like. I mean, he ran out of breath. He couldn't even hold his breath. Oh my god. there's I can't handle too much cringe in you know, over and over, row and row, but there's some other cringe. There's just some cringe that, you know, was just kind of enveloped to that. I just kind of witnessed and saw that we will have to most certainly get into. But before I do, actually, the other day, or not really the other day, but last week, or some shit, one of the night PIC managers, him and I were kind of chatting up a little bit and shit, and the topics of, guns and shit came up a little bit, and I was just like, huh. You know, it's like, because he was talking about how he was going to stock up Sam, and I was like, yeah, I was thinking about getting one at some point. And he's like, oh, I'm selling one. I'm just like, oh, are you now? So today I actually got that transaction over and done with now, so now I got that bad boy right over here. And from what he's told me, it's only, like the recoil plug and the recoil spring might be a little worth, but outside of that, it should be all good. Hello? Well, hello. Greetings. Actually about to show off a new little toy I just bought myself and acquired. Did you do it legally or illegally? Legally. I have to, there's no, like, underlying criminal, like, shit or nothing like that, so. That happened or whatever the fuck. It was just like, it was total illegal transaction, like, I mean. What, do you think I was just gonna be like, yeah, let's just kind of, you know, let's just underdeal with this bad boy. Background checks for all sales. Yeah. I made sure to get that all done. So, I'll get it all finalized and all that shit as well. So, got that little bad boy chilling right here. I was kind of keeping it in the case, though. Let it stay nice and comfy. Like wrestling. Eh. See what else is going on. Oh, I was gonna check this fucking thing out here. I'll just put this in back on. Check that in a minute. But yeah. So eventually I'll get that all finished up and shit when it comes to that bad boy. So eventually at some point I'll be probably doing some skeet shooting here too, and eventually in the future probably record myself doing that a little bit as well. But first I'm gonna get it worked on a little bit. I have to get it to a smith to deal with the recoil spring and the recoil plunger on it, because that's the only thing that's a little wacky about it right now. Actually, I was gonna flip it off here for a sec. Looks like it's totally out. This kind of yeah, it's pretty fluid though, all things considered. So still pretty fluid all in all. So I don't think there's too much of an issue if there actually is. But I'll actually have to get a test fired maybe once or twice.
Want to oil that.
It's already pretty oiled. It just needs a little bit of a cleaning, which I could tell. It's more like exterior and maybe some interior cleaning, because I could tell there's a little bit of grime inside of it, but it looks like all in all it's actually relatively oiled outside of that. So
yeah, it should come oil, but
yeah, and it looks like there is a little bit of oil in that thing anyway.
Just in case.
Yeah, but
a little bit more doesn't hurt.
Yeah, that's true. A little more don't hurt. Yeah, Zukov, are you having fun sniffing that?
Well, too much more hurts, but...
Well, yeah, a little too much, hurts, but yeah.
A little bit.
But, yeah, all in all. I mean, aside from a little bit of grime in there a bit, and
it should be perfectly clean and oiled if it came fresh from the factory.
Well, it's not outright fresh from the factory. It's a used one.
Watch where you're pointing at.
I'm keeping it this direction. I'm not, keeping it down. Oh my god, he has to always be fucking reminding me about the gun. Obviously, I'm aware.
You're not intending to kill.
Well, no shit. I can't help that Zukov keeps getting in the way because he's a curious ass little dork, but whatever. I can't really help that. But yeah, and once it gets into season, I might do a little pheasant hunting too.
Yeah,
get some duck meats and stuff.
To sniff out pheasants, like a hunting dog.
Actually probably not a bad idea. Get him to kind of hunt out a pheasant, score me a pheasant or two.
I'd be more than happy to give you a ride and eating it out more.
The guy who's selling it to me, he does pheasant hunting himself, and last year when it was in season, he came back with a little bit of stuff too. So, I mean, sometime once it's in season again, honestly, once it's in season again, he might offer up, to take me out hunting and shit. I ain't gonna say no. So, especially grab a couple pheasants, maybe some duck stuff, get some duck meat.
You gotta be prepared to pick the pellets out of your teeth when you're eating.
I imagine.
We had many a good pheasant dinners when I was a kid, but you
always had to probably mind the pellets.
Be worried about it. Chew tenderly. If you bite a pellet, it'll break a tooth.
I've already seen the video for Kirby by A$AP Rock. To watch it if you want a kitty. Kirby by A$AP Rock. I probably can't actually watch it on stream just because it might be copyright, but yeah, I'll give it a shot. Yeah. Here, I can turn it down, maybe.
What?
Silly dog.
Sit there and wag. Okay, don't chomp it on.
They'll DMC yourself. Yeah, that's why I'm playing it quiet. Just so I can at least watch it.
No. Yeah, curls.
I mean, so far it's just like a video of, you know, this puppet and his cat. Is there something that happens to the cat?
Oh, jeez.
It's an ASPCA commercial. Really? Aww. I was telling one of my friends about my recent purchase, and he's already like, you could probably make money hunting coyotes. And I'm like, why would I need to hunt them? There's no reason to hunt them here. Don't watch it if you want to. Oh, you're just saying that because it's like a video of a puppet and his cute little cat. I mean, I already have a cat, so I mean, I'm pretty like, I mean, I could just imagine myself playing around with that cat because it's just a sweet little kitty, a little bandito boy, just being a little chungus. You know what I mean? Can't go wrong with that sweet little chungus. But I don't think they pose much threat. Yeah, coyotes around here don't pose a threat at all. There's no reason for me to be hunting them here. I mean, like pheasants, you know, ducks, you know, stuff like that. Like, I mean, they're illegal to hunt, so. Maybe, yeah, maybe a deer, but, I mean, I don't, like, a part of me doesn't want to just because I don't want to go for the whole process, you know what I mean? So, like, I don't want to go for that. Like, I don't want to go for the whole, like, gutting process and the, you know, meating and the skinnings and all that shit. Like, I mean, that's some dirty work. And probably very fucking smelly. So, I mean, I'd rather keep it a little less work and just have birds. Just have birds to deal with. Hey! Well, now it's Pichai. Sundar Pichai. Well, yeah. You're talking about the CEO of Amazon. Zukov, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, you got a rawhide. You go, alright. Go about your business, you're fine. Google, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, it'd be Wojcicki. It'd be fucking Mistress Wojcicki, dude. So.
Go out and secure more at-home tests.
For the record, the failure from this administration specifically was
9 months.
Let's look at Kamala being a cringe fucking lord.
a bunch of testing facilities closed down because they thought that people were not going to need it. Like a bunch of the testing production facilities, like the COVID test, rapid test production facilities, straight up closed down because they were like, all right, we're just not gonna fucking, you know, we're just.
But with
not
Ziki,
going
it's
to need
really
it.
hard to
No
spell.
It's not gonna be.
Just say W-U and just spell zucchini. Zucchini. I don't know. Fuck it.
People that need tests, like that's crazy.
After the Delta surge in the fall, why are we at a point now where folks still can't get tests?
Like, we just ordered, I don't have the number in front of me, but millions of tests. We have 20,000 sites where people can go, and I urge people to, you can Google it or go onto any search engine and find out where free testing on the free testing site.
Did she just say go research it yourself, bro? Did you just say just Google it, bro? Kamala Harris, just Google it. Do not come. Just Google it. Like, what? You're the goddamn vice president. You're supposed to have answers on this, you fucking idiot.
Not a vice president. The fact that we're still telling people.
Bro, y'all want tests? Google it, dumbass. Fucking Google it. Like, I don't
Just Google it, bro.
I mean,
Lol.
Did you not think that this was going to be a question in this exclusive interview that your PR team set up for you? Did you not have an actual answer for this?
What happened to Biden having a better COVID response than Biden? He got the vaccines rolled out and then went back to his basement. I mean, because he did the bare minimal, that's all. Like, honestly, considering that, like, Trump is, you know, openly like, yeah, you should, you know, say if you got boosted or not and all this other shit. Like, I mean, seriously, I mean, Trump, well, honestly, it made sense either way. What happened to Biden having a better COVID response than Biden or Trump? Honestly, that would have worked either way. But, like, yeah, honestly, though, I mean, like, say what you, like, I mean, honestly, Trump's base is starting to kind of turn on because he's kind of taking his pro-vax stance. Like, he's trying to say, like, he was the one concocting the mixes and the elixirs to, like, create the vaccine or some shit. Like, he's trying to pitch it that way. But his base isn't necessarily accepting it, you know, because they're a bunch of idiots. I mean, you know, so it's just like, I mean, at this rate, it's like, would there really be a fucking difference in the COVID, you know, handling between Biden and Trump? Because Trump would at least be like, yeah, get vaccine boosted. You got your freedoms, but go do it. You know, because I did it. There's nothing wrong with you. Know, I was fine. Go do it. It's okay. You've got your freedoms, so I suppose. I mean, that's pretty much what Biden's doing right now. I can't even get another test, so I'm out until Tuesday at this point. Yeah. Like, and there's no tests at my store's pharmacy either. I mean, there's just straight fucking, like, nothing. You know, it stands right now. But that's just supposed to be free per the COVID bill. Yeah, tests are $10 minimum and impossible to find. Are you fucking kidding me? Wow. That's just, wow. Fucking ridiculous.
Dude. Like, and that's crazy from a PR point, okay? That's crazy from a PR standpoint that they, like, did not have an adequate answer for this. But also, on top of that, like, that's crazy from an administrative standpoint as well. Like, they actually don't have an administrative answer for this either. Like, the administration has not figured out at this stage, where we're, like, nearly a month into, like, the COVID spreading bonanza of Omicron, and they still don't have, like, an adequate response to this, where it's like, we instituted the Defense Production Act to make sure that we are beefing up the previously closed additional testing production facilities, and every American will now get it, as we've talked about before, every American will now get COVID tests in the mail. Here's the website that you can use that does not crash when you click on it, or we're do the fucking public-private partnership that they always do.
Honestly, like, you know, considering how much of a fucking goddamn horny Andy hard-on that this country has for fucking the military and shit, why not just have, like, a large sector of our military domestically just fucking roll out a goddamn bunch of, like, temporary field hospitals and shit where there's fucking free COVID tests, free, you know, vaccine, like, all of it. Just the whole fucking shebang. Like, you know, pretty much as far as COVID goes, anything you can goddamn think of. Like, and just set up, like, one for every town, or at least, you know, like, depending on how the big population is for a city, like, you know, like, one for every, like, 10,000 or some shit, you know, so just, like, you know, a bunch of them scattered throughout the city and shit. So they're easy to access. Like, I mean, we have, like, the fucking, you know, like, butt-fuck military funds to do this shit. Like, I mean, if we're got such a hard-on, why don't we have, like, you know, one of our military budget bills go into, you know, a little chunk of that? Because at least in our military, it'd be doing something, I don't know, fucking useful.
Work with Amazon to fucking make sure, and UPS to make sure that, you know, COVID tests are delivered to people, or work with the USPS, which is laughable. That's never going to happen. Of course, the American government is dog shit. But to deliver COVID tests to every single American citizen, okay, every single American citizen, you know, depending on how many people are in their households, according to census data, or industry.
I mean, honestly, like, you know, to kind of further my whole, like, military point, have, like, you know, fucking, like, a little military convoy truck or something go down each little neighborhood giving out these, fucking, you know, like, kind of like a fucking UPS or some shit, just delivering out these, COVID tests and shit. Or, you know, going to, the doors of, you know, people who haven't been on the vaccine registries yet or whatever, and, you know, go to those people and be like, hey, you know, blah blah blah. And if if they decline, I suppose in this current paradigm you can't force them, but I mean I would, because fuck them. But like, it's just like, hey, it's like, why don't we, like, I don't know, just like, if we're gonna use such a fat fucking military budget, might as well put it into something to use, that's actually like meaningful and useful and positive. I mean, it's why a lot of people also kind of say, why don't we use the Army Corps of Engineers for a lot of like public infrastructure works, because that's a part of the military and shit. So it's like, it'd be putting a lot of our troops basically to good use, doing shit domestically for the country. I mean. And isn't that like the whole point of why, we're so gung-ho about troops, because, protecting and, doing things for our nation, blah, blah, blah.
Like 3 to 7 COVID tests per week to every American citizen, that sort of thing. These are things that for the record, for people who, like, obviously live in the United States, what I am saying sounds like insane, right? You're like, what? It can't do all that. What are you, crazy? We're America. What I'm talking about is already familiar to everyone that lives outside of the United States. And Felix and I were talking about this last night as well after the stream. But like, what I am mentioning right now is a procedure in process in countries that are not the United States of America. Okay? This is already happening in other places. So just want to mention that before we continue. And the conversation I had with Felix revolved around this as well, where it was like, he's American and I'm not, right? So we were talking about like COVID recovery, COVID response, like what could have happened, and even like the Joe Biden, a cryptic message about like, if you're not vaccinated, you're gonna die, Jack. And he was like saying that he doesn't really care about the Biden administration saying that because it's understandable. And I was like, I agree. I mean, it is understandable that they're saying that, and it's like typical of Biden. I'm not gonna like fucking yell at them too much, but that's not what the government's supposed to do. The government can't give up. And I realize like the reason why I have this attitude about a potential hypothetical, theoretical, strong government that is supposed to fucking protect its citizens is because I'm Turkish. And no matter how fucking corrupt, no matter how much of a kleptocracy the Turkish government is, and no matter how little money they have, ultimately, when it comes to stuff like
quick,
this,
Jack, pass me the Trump Sharpie. No malarkey.
Citizens. So that is the main difference here. Why don't you just engage in mutual aid? What?
Looking good today, King.
Oh my god, just no!
Dude, anarchist shut the fuck up challenge. We are talking about a centralized government that adequately
I don't need no goddamn stunt lock.
Necessary care for
I don't need no stunt lock.
Single individual. This answer from Kamala on whether we should change COVID strategy sounds like me in 10th grade trying to bullshit my way through a class presentation. Oh, this was a banger.
6 former administration officials last week wrote that open letter urging the administration to change course, to change strategy. Is it time?
I love you, Hassan. Even though
It
you
is
hate
time
every of
for
us
us
with it.
to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
6 former...
What? Literally what?
Administration officials last week wrote that open letter urging...
That literally just sounded like something Trump would just say. It's like, every day we have the time to do, the things we must do because we have the time to do it. Let me just tell you, it's very tremendous.
To change course, to change strategy.
Just run that again.
Is it time?
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
What does that mean?
That's a fire. That is an absolute fire statement. Okay? That's a banger. You're crazy. You're crazy if you don't recognize it. That's a banger. First of all, I am fully in support of our, leaders being completely zooted out the fucking ass.
Been a while since
like Kamala is here. Like,
to be back.
she is barred out, okay? Nobody who is completely sober is ever going to make a statement like this, okay? She is higher than giraffe pussy. Straight up.
love you.
Maybe she was smoking a blunt. And maybe it was with Snoop Dogg, too.
It's not alcohol. It doesn't change the reality.
Because she was totally listening to Snoop Dogg before Snoop Dogg was a thing, by the way, you know, because she's just that into Snoop Dogg.
Fucking absolutely just on a spaceship, okay? Who the fuck? What I'm gonna run it again.
It is time for us to do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to...
Do not come.
For us to...
Not come.
Do what we have been doing, and that time is every day. Every day it is time for us to agree.
Slay Queen. Actually slay. Goated. What is she supposed to do? She's the vice president. Fuck it, dude. YOLO. You know?
Just fuck it, YOLO.
I love that. I love that statement. It is so, that's a sentence. There are words in it. Doesn't have to make sense.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it is indeed a sentence, and there are absolutely indeed words that are in that sentence. You know, you can't argue against that.
I'm with that.
Oh, that was it. Okay. Wow. I thought there was a little more to it, but Jesus Christ. I'm sure there is actually, like, more amazingness on that, but, oh God. Do I really want to, like, find it and just, like, succumb myself to utter just hellscape? Like, oh God. I don't know if I want to do that. Oof. Wow. When's the right time? It's like, the right time is today because it's always been the right time, because that time is every day. And every day we are finding a day to agree because we are doing it every day. Or something. Like, something like that. I don't even know. I think that's why they just legit don't fucking put her out on, like, any public sphere, because straight up every time they do, it's the equivalent of just Swiss cheese fucking, like, fermenting in a pot of rat corpses, essentially. It's just like, what's going on? What's happening here? It's like sweet cheeses. Like, what the fuck? I can't even fucking hang with... Like, what worthless piece of goddamn absolute shit thought it was a good idea for Biden to take her as VP? Like, seriously. Like, who actually thought that was a good idea? Just forever had issues, serious suspicious charges to 11 members of our organization as Oath Keepers. Not surprised. No malarkey. Harris sure did. Well, of course she did. Of course she thought it was a good idea. There. Is anyone else going down? See what else going down? I'm going down the tube. It's probably Trump syndrome. Harris is the last one to speak, and Biden went with it. Yeah. That probably literally is it. Not even thinking about it. I'm like, oof. This is 40% of Kroger's employees have been homeless in the past year. Wow. Why am I not fucking shocked? I mean, honestly, there's like a certain percentage of, employees that, work for us that are probably homeless. I know there has been times in the past there were people that were. People I've known, too. So. Wow. Calling me fucking shocked. Here, I want to hear about it.
Is that, Croger,
all the times they talk about
apparently 8,000 grocery workers in Croger in Colorado are going on strike starting tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Right. So good luck.
Good luck, Colorado, man. They're probably on strike now.
We could use it on Croger. We haven't been able to use it yet, so there
dude,
you go.
Kroger fucking getting clapped, dude.
Strikes ended before payments got processed. My brother's partner tested positive for COVID. Her entire store staff tested positive for COVID.
What the fuck?
The head office is still trying to get people to come into work. That's so nasty.
That's just fucked
even
up.
Even from the point of view of...
Oh, shit. God damn it. I mean, honestly, like, my workplace, when one of my coworkers was, when his parents got COVID and shit, because he lives with them, he, didn't come in, because they're like, hey, just wear a mask and come in, and, and you should be okay. And it's like, what? I mean, it's like, wait, what the fuck? That seems like kind of a massive risk there. I don't know about you, fam. Like, what? I mean, it's like, this is kind of across the board. They don't give a shit.
We haven't been able to use it yet, so there you go. There it is. One place to put it. Strikes ended before payments got processed. My brother's partner tested positive for COVID. Her entire store staff tested positive COVID. All of them. The head office is still trying to get people to come into work. That's so nasty. Like, even from the point of view of, like, they're putting profit over, like, obviously the interests of their workers, right?
Go work at Kroger.
Which is normal. Yeah. But, like, then it's like you're saying...
Like, apparently the entire store.
Their customers or their grandparents, potentially. Which is bananas, dude. Like, it's so strange, dude.
Bing bong.
I don't understand. It's like, yeah, no, fuck it.
It's like, fuck it, we need profits over your health. Because fuck you.
Safe about
we could just replace you with somebody else who might have COVID anyway, too, because we all do.
Like, someone who's going into a... Even from the point of view of, like, someone who is going into a store as a customer. Like, American hogs don't even care about their own... don't even care about their own safety and security. As long as they can still consume. Like, they will literally throw... the fear of being able to get COVID, the fear of potentially getting COVID from a sick worker aside, just so they can get their jalapeno poppers, dude.
The jalapeno poppers, dude.
This new survey of Kroger workers is brutal. 14% of respondents have been made homeless in the past year. 34% say they skip or reduce meals. 36% say they're worried about getting evicted.
Jesus.
That's around 65,000 people working at the fourth largest private employer in the U.S., ranked 17th on the Fortune 500, who've been homeless while keeping the country's grocery stores running in a pandemic.
Love subscribing as Weird Pogo.
Doesn't Kroger have a really shitty union? They have like a fake company union, I think, which should be illegal, but it's not because it's America. If I'm not mistaken.
They are literally giving COVID to everyone.
In some places. I think the unions they have is like a company union. It's a corporate union. It's not a real union. Which, by the way, again... Or, no, it's UFCW. Doesn't Kroger's have a company union? That is not true. Wait, I remember reading about it before. Hold on one second. No, it's... nope, never mind. It says Kroger Union, the United Food and Commercial Workers, so it's not a corporate union. I work at Ralph's and I helped the union conduct a survey. I can answer questions if you have any.
Yeah, bro.
Used to work there. The union UFCW was useless, absolute garbage. Might as well be company operated.
Why do people belittle teens for having COVID opinions?
I took a vacation off, unpaid, and got COVID. And when I came back, I told my boss, and they didn't give a. I live in Texas. I'm at work right now, and I have COVID. I feel like ass. Holy shit, dude!
Fuck.
You're just spreading COVID at work right now.
I never usually.
It's like I'm watching you, but I'm literally coughing. I'm coughing on people.
Oh my god, there's like people actually like was watching him in that moment, just like, yo, I'm working and I have COVID because my work sucks. Like, Jesus, dude. I mean, especially with this whole Omicron shit, like, it just straight up has just been fucking, everyone. And at this point, like, these companies just don't give a fuck. Just like, Yeah, we know this is kind of affect people, but, you know, we need your profits, you know. So, we need your production to make those profits, so, you know, go fuck yourself.
That's America, by the way.
America,
Like,
baby.
What's he
Meritocracy.
supposed to do? He can't. The CDC was like, you're fine. You're fine. Just come to work.
Brain rot.
Not you trying to skip out on work by coughing, sweaty. Get the back to work. I was a supervisor.
Back to work, boss.
Yes, we have a union. I joined the union. They worked us like dogs, and I still barely got paid above minimum wage. In Tennessee, workers don't wear masks, and people are regularly going to work positive without masks. You get stared at if you wear a mask. I thought they were staring because I was brown, Lamau. That's nice.
Wow. America. Gotta love it.
This 14% holds across the whole Kroger workforce. In the new survey, here's the new survey. We can take a look at that as well.
Kroger?
This survey made me extremely depressed. I will never be able to support myself working at King Soopers. Anytime I start to save a little money and pay off my bills, my hours are cut. It's like I'm in a trap. My debt only increases working at Kroger while affecting my...
Oh my god, this sounds so strangely very similar to, you know, our workplace, because now they're doing, you know, because what they're doing now is they're cutting a lot of labor hours for departments and shit, which is thus cutting everyone else's hours, you know, because, oh, you know, people are not coming in as much after the holidays, you know, we still need to maximize our profits and shit. So instead of, you know, just like maybe like doing different sales and shit like that to potentially get more people in, they're just like, nah, let's just fucking cut hours and fuck all of you instead. Like, apparently another way they're trying to fucking, you know, cut on costs and shit is now that they're like, after 9 o'clock they're turning off half the lights and all the freezer lights in the store now, which I guess isn't really that big of a deal, but it's like they're literally doing everything, including fucking over, you know, workers and shit, just to cut costs and maximize their profits. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, just turn off half the lights and shit and just, like, quit fucking for hours, you worthless shits. Like, what the fuck? Like, what is this? It's like, are you serious? Like, I mean, like, we have to get fucked over just so y'all's profits can be a little better? Even though y'all got your bonuses and all that shit anyway? It's like, give me a break. My Michael was trying to get me to come in, so I sent him CDC guidelines somehow. Wow.
Live life, Rodney McMullen can afford helicopters and yachts, while I'll be homeless when my parents die. Every day is the struggle and the constant fear of getting fired is getting to me. I'm a single father and I live on paycheck to paycheck to make sure my kids eat. There'd be days where I would starve myself so my kids can eat, but even that's not enough. There's been times where I couldn't pay my rent and ended up on the street. Thankfully, I had my car, so my family had somewhat of a safe place to sleep. A cheese shop clerk. There should not be homeless and hungry workers when the company's made hundreds of thousands of dollars off this pandemic. I'm lucky compared to other co-workers, yet I cannot afford to move out from my overcrowded parents' house or drive a car or buy a week's worth of groceries for my family. We're all exhausted and angry. By the way, Americans will look at that
and think you're just a lazy fucking, you know, curmudgeon that needs to just pull yourself by bootstraps. I guarantee that's what I'm gonna say. Because that's true.
You know, rich...
Just get another job, why don't you, if that sucks so much.
Straight up look at that and say, you know, they're just not working hard enough, or they're not working smart enough. Just work harder. Like, that dude is working hard.
Or that.
Me, okay? Harder than you can imagine. Doubly as hard because, like, there's a two-tier type of work that we fail to recognize here. One, they're working hard inside of the store as a laborer, okay? And then two, they're working hard to survive as a poor person. Because, as we've talked about time and time again, being poor is incredibly expensive.
It is.
You're constantly budgeting. Even that fact alone weighs on you, stresses on you. Very hard. As corporate America, we are just a number, very little respect or acknowledgement of work done, not making a living wage when everything keeps going up. Hard to believe that some of that work for King Soopers needs assistance to eat and are virtually homeless. Tired of Kroger CEO getting bonuses, pay increases off my back, not spending the wealth that we help make. They just keep wanting more for less. Tired of not getting paid properly for what we do. Bro, I don't understand.
This is why, you know, at least around here, there's massive strikes, you know, throughout Kroger and Fred Meyer's and shit like that, and there needs to be the same fucking thing for our stores too, because this is, honestly, This type of shit don't sound that much fucking different from what, you know, a lot of people at my store have to deal with. Luckily not me as much, but I feel this. I feel this.
What's the deal? Like, what's happening there? Like, how... We live in a country where people that work full time at one of the largest grocery chains...
I mean, it's literally, like, the worst in the fucking Gilded Age, my guy. And that's why it's on, because, you know, like, the fucking squeezing of the worker and the squeezing of labor and shit has just been, you know, fucking pushed so much to the point where it's just, you know, people can't even afford to, you know, have a house or have a roof over their head anymore because of it. It's just that people have been squeezed that much, you know, so fucking hard, especially in the last 2 decades.
States are suffering. Their union only got
City of New Orleans
wage in 2017.
City of New Orleans distributing counterfeit N95 masks. Oh my
god!
God.
Hometown, there's a Mexican dude who literally works at like 7 different places. My mom makes poor people just aren't working enough argument. UFCW Local 7 is based, and that's all I know. I don't know shit about national, but Local 7 kicks ass.
Hey, UFCW fucking member right there, saying that Local 7 kicks ass. I mean, our unions kind of kick some ass, but they need to do more. Like, a lot more. And honestly, I kind of wish our union rep was a little bit more communicative and actually a little bit more up on it with, you know, talking with people. That could be nice. I mean, once I actually get to talk with her, you know, it's actually, you know, productive and good, but it's just like, I mean, it's like actually trying to get to her is kind of frustrating, to say the least.
Expensive things? What? Just work harder, 5-head, and unpaid labor. Unpaid labor, just stop buying expensive things? Okay, this dude is, like, joking.
Yeah, that guy's joking. It's like, just stop buying expensive bullshit and, you know, just be smarter about shit, you fucking 5-head, lazy, curmudgeon, hipster, fucking hippy-dippy, queer, beerbo, liberal. It's just like, it's like, okay, yeah, sure, buddy. Because that's how it works there, buddy.
It ran out a few days ago, and the unions are starting to strike tomorrow. That's awesome. No, for the people who look at this and go, damn, unions suck. Brother, it's like the vaccine, okay? Unions are like the vaccine. Shaking my head.
I'm curious how he's gonna, you know, make this analogy.
Doesn't understand.
I might agree with it.
And this is
Let's
going
see.
over your head. If you get sick after you got the vaccine and you survive, be thankful for the vaccine, okay? Because it means that you would have gotten a way worse experience without the vaccine. So...
Okay, yeah, I agree. Yeah, I see where he was going with that, and now that he said that, and yes, that is actually fucking true. It's like, even though, you know, being in a unionized workplace and shit, while the outcome still might not be great necessarily, I mean, the fact that that vaccine or unions there in the first place means that the outcomes in the current conditions literally could be significantly, fundamentally fucking worse. Where, you know, it's like, instead of, you know, having like, you know, 4 or 5, you know, write-ups, and then, you know, you have liability to get fired or, you know, whatever the fuck, or certain shit like that, you know, you can, you know, for no reason, just on a whim, just like, stop what you're doing, you're done, out, you know, like that. Or just whatever the fuck, or just, you know, be, like, you know, have a lot more fucking ability of wage theft to, you know, just be skirting under you, where they could just fuck over your pay. You know, there's all sorts of different fucking things that, you know, come into play where it would be fucking fundamentally worse, you know, if it wasn't there. I mean, you know, and the thing is, even though, you know, even I, you know, think, you know, our union can definitely be a lot more fucking stronger. I mean, the fact that, you know, it's there with the protections that are there and shit, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna be fucking thankful for. And I'm gonna be happy and goddamn proud that, you know, I'm part, you know, have, you know, a union and a fucking workplace that has that shit. Because, I mean, not many, you know, like, other stores, aside from, like, Kroger's or Fred Meyer's and Safeways and shit like that, can't necessarily say that. You know, so, it's something. At least it's something. I mean, that's kind of the broader point he's making with that analogy, and yeah, fucking agreed.
This union has not been able to actually negotiate adequately. Simply implies that without the presence of that union, it would have been even worse. always
True.
excuse unions. I mean, I do, yes. Is there...
Yeah, I like how that person tried to think that was a gotcha. It's like, oh, you just excuse them. It's like, yeah. Like, what the fuck do you think? I mean, I love how, at least especially his son on streams, because he streams for like 8+ hours a day, like, you know, he will actually go deep about like pro-labor, pro-union rhetoric and messaging. So I really, especially that's why I like Hassan so much, because he actually really does go ham on that type of shit. And if there is any, like, I guess, political commentary, he's definitely, I think, legitimately pretty well versed in, is that type of shit. You know, he might not necessarily walk it, you know, in his own personal life, so to speak, but he definitely talks it and exercises, you know, the advocacy of that enough for me to know that he's on the right side on that shit. You know, so nonetheless, it's like, you know, like, whatever. Like, he can get a $3 million home for all I give a fuck. You know, it's just like, I mean, oh my god, these bots. Get out of here, you fuck. But it's just like, I mean, you know, but like, you know, the point being though, it's just like, I mean, like, yeah, like, especially for someone like him, yeah, you're gonna excuse it. Like, I mean, when it comes to, you know, a lot of the negative aspects that, you know, come within unions, like, at least for me, the reason why I would, you know, excuse that shit is because there's history of counteracting that and going against that and recognizing that and challenging it and being like, no, you know, we're gonna, you know, weed out this type of shit. I mean, there's, you know, different historical examples of that type of shit. So, you know, the idea of like, oh, they all just get corrupted and they just stay that way, blah, blah, blah. It's like, not necessarily. Just history of, you know, where solidarity still holds strong and, you know, that shit gets weeded out and, you know, and, like, and clean it up. I mean, so, yeah, like, I mean, yeah, so there's gonna be excuses when it comes to these different things because historically there's, you know, points, you know, where these people try to claim that, like, union bad, but there's either object lessons or different points in history where it proves them wrong. So, it's like, yeah, I'll make excuses all day, fuck you. Like, I mean, what do you want?
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Okay, historically. Has there been racism in certain circumstances in unions? Absolutely.
Yeah, well, he's like, honestly, you know, I can go for these different points to mention. I didn't hear the first one, but the point about the racism thing, it's like, I would actually, you know, argue that while that was the case for, you know, various different unions, especially local ones, I would say that, especially in the United States, the first early iterations of the labor movement were very much the contrary. Like, the first, like, official, like, national labor organization that took place was kind of a Catholic-based organization, the Holy Order and Knights of Labor. A very convoluted name, but it was just kind of nicknamed and shortened to Knights of Labor. And especially during the late 1860s, 70s, and 80s, they were, and the early 90s, they were very, very prominent. And one of their main, one of their main, like, rules, I guess, you know, for a better lack of words, was that regardless of your creed, your race, religion even, you know, regardless of all these different things, you know, solidarity still remains strong, and, you know, that doesn't matter, because, you know, when it comes to the work and labor we do, that's all the same. If we're all kind of in this together, you know, regardless. And it became a very big, prominent thing, but that's why, you know, there were a lot of counteractions and discord, you know, against that type of solidarity, where there were unions that were kind of racist as fuck. Because, you know, they weren't built on this, you know, core aspect of what, you know, labor is meant to be about. Which solidarity amongst, you know, regardless of creed, background, race, religion, etc. So it's just like, I mean, you know, I'd argue that, you know, the reason why that type of shit happens, because, you know, so like, it was kind of a counteract in a way to try to disenfranchise and try to separate workers from each other and shit, and make scapegoats out of each other, and try to keep labor and the broader movement weakened. I mean, hell, during the Haymarket Affair, there was a lot of demonization of a lot of immigrant workers, because there was a lot of Slavic, East Europeans, Germans, Bohemians, you know, Czech immigrants during the Haymarket Affair that were pretty dominant as migrants and minorities over there, at least minorities considering at the time. And they were basically called barbaric hyenas, fucking, you know, militant anarchists, you know, just a bunch of, you know, like a lot of, you know, dehumanizing shit. And basically said, oh, just round them all up and haul them out of here type of shit, you know, after the Haymarket affair happened. You know, it was just like, you know, fuck them, we're gonna, you know, round them up and deport them and shit, you know, send them back to, like, the hovels they came from, blah, 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 and all this shit. So, I mean, all in all, it's just like, you know, racism used as a way to, you know, sow discord within unions and shit, and make it kind of like even a part of the, some local tenements with these unions and shit isn't necessarily new, but it's a way of creating discord, not solidarity and shit. So, I mean, you know, that's at least, you know, what my type of rebuttal would be in that type of case. And I kind of heard his second part where a little bit there with a mob affiliation. I mean, and honestly with that, it's kind of mixed. Like, in some cases, honestly, it was good. Because the government was against the unions in a lot of ways. Obviously, the companies were. And the companies bought off the fucking cops. You know, and usually scabs are going to come in, and sometimes they overpower the strikers and shit, you know, so they're, you know, it's like, who else is there? Well, some organized mobsters. You know, and honestly, especially when it came to different unions and stuff, having you know, a couple of those type of people in there, you know, to kind of, you know, be a little, you know, kind of a little threatening and shit, kind of helped out with a lot of different progression when it came to that type of shit. And at the same time, those mobs too, you know, weren't just like, you know, like, oh, as long as you give us a little cut, you're fine, we don't care. You know, a lot of them are like, well, you gotta actually work with us. You know, and you actually have to, you know, let some of us, you know, be in your union and, you know, actually have corruption, you know, seed through, aside from just being like a little, you know, simple short-term transaction. You know, so it's just like, there's, you know, I'd argue, at least especially at that, honestly, it's probably mixed. And in certain cases, like, actually good. Like, I mean, because when you have a bunch of workers that aren't necessarily, you know, able to hold their own physically and shit, well, having a couple, you know, mobsters and shit to kind of look a little threatening kind of helps. Having, you know, a couple, like, goons of tire iron, so to speak, you know? Like, I mean, you know, when you got a bunch of scabs and they got their own goons of tire irons, you know, to break your line and shit, it's good to have your own, you know, to at least even out the odd. So they're not going to do that as likely next time, and if they do, they're going to get fucked up. I mean, so I'd say at least when it comes to that type of shit, it kind of varies, at least. Heard in Cambria announced a new album, tours skipping Pacific Northwest, so damn, I hate it when tours do that.
But ultimately, the concept of a union is just collective bargaining. It's a way for laborers to collectively bargain. Okay? So that is a consistent fact. That is good. That is a good thing. I used to work at Crozier, the UFCW bit.
Plus, democratization at the workplace.
Is a bit cucked on power because they have low membership numbers compared to the total Crozier employees, so they lack leverage. They've gotten some good things accomplished.
This is true, by the way. At least around here, with my local union, it's actually increased in numbers pretty significantly because of Jackson, Wyoming, and Idaho. Because the local union there merged with 555 with us. So now there's at least a lot more members for us, especially regionally. But at the same time, there's also, you know, ability to get more funds and actually have a little bit more teeth, which I think is why they're being a little bit more aggressive this time around. You know, it's just kind of in general. So, overall, it's a good thing. You know, and obviously to strengthen numbers, that's kind of the point. So, to assure that DeSantis spoke for Trump seemed hella pissed. Well, yeah, I mean, DeSantis was called gutless by Trump. Not, you know, directly, indirectly.
The union basically couldn't get fired. Gorba, no, you don't get it, Hassan. All unions are bad. Also, something that people fail to remember when in a union and the union is shit, it is up to the union members to hold the leadership accountable. Yeah, that's another part.
That is true. Like, honestly, I mean, yeah, that's actually one thing I need to, you know, kind of bring about my workers as well, you know, when it comes to us, is that, you know, a lot of people kind of feel like, you know, what do they even do for us, you know, when referring to the union. And it's like, what, you know, I mean, considering we're the members and we're the ones that, you know, help prop up the union, and we're the ones that are essentially the union itself, like, if these administrators aren't doing what we want and shit, then, you know, it's also up to us to, you know, either, you know, put logs on their ass, or, you know, get them out and actually have people in there that are worth a fuck, you know, and pressure them. I mean, you know, if we don't actually pressure them and, like, you know, berate their phone lines and all this and that and shit, I mean, and be like, hey, you know, we need addressing on these fucking issues, blah, 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 then it's like, I mean, they're not going to necessarily feel like, you know, they have a strong onus, you know, to, you know, react strongly and aggressively on these things. But if it's very fucking consistent over and over and over again, then it can be a lot more of a chance like, oh shit, okay, all right, we gotta address these things. You know, they keep, you know, berating us. All right, we need to do shit. You know, so honestly, like, yeah, like, fundamentally, the real power when it comes to unions and shit is within the rank and file members. Just full stop. I mean, that's why, you know, terms like wildcat strikes are a thing, because that's when, you know, workers of a workplace strike even without the, you know, fucking, approval of the union. Like, even the union could even disapprove of it and be like, what the hell are you doing? Stop this. But, you know, the workers can be like, fuck you, we're gonna strike anyway, bitch. You know, do what we want. You know, so it's just like, that's why these type of things exist. And, you know, and there's definitely a lot of, you know, trickery in politics and shit like that that, you know, gets involved, you know, type of stuff. It's not really that much different when it comes to general politics, if you think about it. It's just outside of the general electoral realm of politics overall. But nonetheless, it's still there. Like, I mean, honestly, there definitely needs to be a lot more radical elements in our local, especially. Because it sounds like, at least, you know, in these other UFCW locals, it seems like they actually do kind of kick ass a little bit. You know, it sounds like Local 7 from what the Sans Chatter says is pretty based. So it's like, alright. I mean, you know, because at least for, you know, for mine, it's like they need more teeth, and they, again, like I was just saying, they need to probably be a little bit more radical, but, you know, nonetheless, like, I mean, I can tell they're at least trying to go in the direction of, you know, trying to make fucking progress, and are willing to at least use some teeth. It's like, they need to do more, but, you know, like I said, because honestly, you know, like, you know, it's just like, you know, bureaucracy and fucking political bullshit. Unless you demonstrate how you can help, right? I mean, it's not necessarily how you can help, so to speak. It's more so like, you know, how much you also need the help. Saying like, hey, you know, my wages are this, and they need to be this, like I'm being underpaid, and this and that. Like, you have to, like, kind of essentially keep pressuring them and shit. Especially for my store, there was a lot of things. I don't even know all of it. You know, so it's just like, I mean, I think honestly, you know, thinking about it, at least, you know, for me specifically, it's just trying to get, like, the people at the store to, like, hey, you know, we just need to, like, keep calling them and berate them, like, once a day or something, during our breaks and shit, and be like, you know, because obviously they might not answer the phone, and be like, hey, you know, there's these different things and these different issues and shit, and they seriously need addressed, and they're not being addressed, you know, and, you know, it's like, it's, you know, it's like things are kind of at a all-time, you know, high when it comes to tension and, you know, turnover, all these other things. Like, you know, you know, there needs to be so stressful. Like, you know, we can't, you know, there can't just be this, like, long, very dragged out shit. Unless we have some specific help. Well, I mean, I think they also do. I mean, that's kind of the thing. And I've also, you know, opened my arm out for that shit, but it's about actually trying to meet with the rep, you know, to kind of go and further about this type of shit. Like, what can I, as, you know, one member, you know, be able to, you know, do to help further when it comes to these type of actions, on top of, you know, advancing further with this type of shit. You know, not necessarily just being an average rank and file, but, you know, being a lot more active in these type of things, and actually taking time, you know, out of my day, you know, to, like, do, you know, certain things and shit. Because, I mean, there's a lot of need for it. Hell, not just in my store too, but you know, even for other places. Cause hell, spending word about certain shit, you know, like that's easy. I know plenty of places. I know where they're at. So.
For you, when they're taking them out on golfing trips and vacations out on their yachts, the work is to be done and put by everybody. That's where the UAW messed up so badly. Yes, it is up to the rank and file to, and this is an additional burden placed upon the average worker, but it's up to the rank and file to clean up their union if their union leader and their union leadership is not doing the appropriate thing. And they're
Yep. And honestly, I think a lot of people don't really realize that. And yeah, it is a little bit of an extra burden on the worker, but I think, you know, the fruits of that shit, you know, come out in the long run. And also, I mean, it's, you know, something that, you know, helps, you know, protect the actual fucking, you know, labor of your own fruits and shit, you know, when it comes to, you know, the workplace too. And if your union's not gonna protect that shit, then yeah, you know, you're gonna need to take a little extra onage, you know, that you need to fucking, you know, clean their shit out. And, you know, sometimes that is definitely the case that needs to happen. It's bad enough you're a wage slave. Yeah. And, you know, without the union, it'd probably be a lot worse. I mean, honestly, I probably wouldn't even work in there anymore. They'd probably fire me for some bullshit reason. Never put extra into and trying to change it on top of living a shitty, expensive poverty life. Yeah, but at least for me, you know, a lot of my general, you know, advocacy is one to do that type of shit. Because it's not necessarily just me that gets uplifted with that. Because it's also, that's also another thing that is kind of the pro about that. You know, it's that, you know, to put, you know, a little extra effort, especially if a lot of other people are doing it, you're doing that for the betterment of everybody. Not just necessarily your own shop, but, you know, people who are going to be under, you know, that type of contract. I mean, you know, so it's like, yeah, I mean, you will definitely have to put in a little effort and shit, especially considering the circumstances, but, like, I mean, we wouldn't have to necessarily, you know, put so much effort now if we just, you know, kind of kept the effort, you know, considering the poverty situation, but, I mean, that's just kind of a whole nother conversation about, like, complacency and, you know, union corruption and anti-union policy, right-to-work laws, all this other shit, like Reaganomics. Like, there's a lot of fucking reasons why, you know, shit's gone downhill when it comes to this type of thing. That's by the way I think of it. Yeah, I mean, because again, that's the, you know, fundamentally, like, there, you know, Hassan put it down at least for one of them, but I'd argue there's at least about 2 to 3. I'd say for sure 2, but I'd argue probably at least 3 main reasons why, you know, unions exist: democratization of the workplace, collective bargaining, and upliftment of your fellow workers, and kind of tangentially your community. Because that's kind of the, you know, broader, because like the first 2 kind of brings in the latter, you know, the latter third. So, you know, it's like, to me at least, that's what I'd say those are kind of the 3 main tenements about, you know, what having a union is about. I mean, whether it's a kind of a bigger local one or a smaller one. And, I mean, and especially, you know, thinking of that way, at least for me, it kind of puts a little extra log on your ass to try to, you know, legit have a little bit of betterment around here. Not just for my own well-being.
Fighting hard enough for you, or they're sucking up to the bosses on the other side. I work for a PR firm. Just got an email about Kroger strike. Didn't know they were a client until right now. Bye. What? Sorry, I can't watch this. I gotta go write PR for Kroger.
Oh my god, so it works for a PR firm and Kroger's a client. Oh my god.
What can I say to my brother-in-law who's a cop in a union and complain about it? He thinks they're to blame for his pay decrease? Yes. Tell your brother-in-law that police unions are really corrupt Yeah, dude, be the biggest pro-cappy you can when talking about police unions. Are you kidding me? Police unions. Police do not work as laborers. That is why they are considered to be class traitors, okay? There is a reason why police unions are the only unions that have a profound amount of power in this goddamn country, because they're not working side by side as workers, okay?
Yeah, police unions are post unions, and I think that's the main reason why. And honestly, I think a part of the whole police reformation and shit like that should be putting that type of idea into like the police culture overall. So these type of police unions, you know, can get reformed themselves and reintegrated, or even reestablished, you know, de-establish them and reestablish them, you know, into totally different organizations with that very strong emphasis in mind. Because, I mean, like, at least when it comes to concept and theory, like, I consider, you know, at least just a general concept of being a cop, not in not the American paradigm, but just a general concept of it, you know, as, you know, the idea to, quote, protect and serve the community, especially, you know, the serving of the community part. And a part of that is to also serve and protect, you know, the workers of that community too, right? So it's just like, there should be, like, in theory, there should be some form of solidarity with this idea, but there isn't because of the culture and our fucking, you know, policing in this country, and frankly, abroad, globally. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, there's different places, you know, like, I could probably name a few, like Iceland, Norway, or some shit where, you know, cops actually, or like the Netherlands and shit, where they actually enact that type of, you know, idea and culture in their policing and shit, and, you know, their police unions are probably nowhere near as fucking corrupt, you know, as, like, you know, these other ones, you know, so it's just like, I mean, at least in theory, and at least, you know, as an idea, I would say that they are, but at least in America, like, fuck no. I mean, there needs to be absolute, you know, basically like a total restructuring, you know, of their culture, how they operate, you know, what they're supposed to do, all this type of shit before, you know, that kind of becomes a thing, at least around here. Because historically, it's always been the case. Like, for example, the Battle of Blair Mountain, like, the reason why a lot of the miners stood down was because of the fucking National Guard, and the main reason why is because a lot of them were war veterans, and a lot of the West Virginia National Guard were also World War I veterans, so they didn't really feel like shooting their fellow veterans. That was the main reason why. When it came to the cops and the scabs and the private police and all that shit, they didn't really give a fuck. Like, they were one of the main reasons why they were in the way of their fucking pay and their shit, you know, so, as far as they were concerned, fuck them, you know, and honestly, for good reason, you know, but it's just like, I mean, when you have such a ingrained culture of that type of shit, it's a wonder why, you know, people are so against police unions and shit. And I get it. I mean, at least as they stand now, I am too. Like, you know, because of, like, you know, if people look at the mob corruption of unions historically, then it's just like, well, look at police unions now, bitch. Like, I'd argue they're fundamentally way worse than any, like, corrupt mobster ran union ever could. Like, honestly. I mean, at least in America as it stands now. I mean, you know, if that culture changes and, you know, policing and all that type of, you know, shit, you know, systemically, institutionally changes and shit, then I think it could definitely be different, but not now. Because that says, oh yeah, they are class traitors. Like, I mean, you know, for like every police, you know, for every police department, you might get like one or two of them that aren't, in a sense that they actually try to do something good, but you're talking about like one for like every police department. So extrapolate that to like every fucking cop. So I don't know how many police departments are in this fucking country, and I don't know how many cops are actively, you know, on, you know, like, in service right now, but yeah, like, I mean, you know, however many, you know, that is, you know, there you go. So, not many. And honestly, you know, maybe there is like 1 or 2 police departments out there that actually, you know, in this country that actually aren't shitty, but I've yet to see it. In America, I found many different approaches to interacting with the public, and I think that's a part of, you know, the problem when it comes to the systemic way of how American cops run, and culturally too. I mean, that's why I think, you know, when it comes to the defense of police unions, for example, I think in Europe there's a far better argument for it. I mean, I guess depending on the country. Like, I am sure the defense of police unions in, say, like, France or Britain or something is probably not as defensible. But, you know, like, again, like the Netherlands, Iceland, or some shit, yeah, I mean, I could probably see a good reason to defend them there. They're different. The problem is all on our side. Yeah, we suck. Well, yeah, America sucks. Appreciate cops also. It's not as bad as the US. So, well, yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying, though. Like, I mean, when it comes to, like actual, like, good police departments or police forces, like, it's more selective of, you know, the countries in Europe. Though, yeah, that's the reason why I didn't name certain countries, like France, Britain, you know, Italy, Greece. Like, there's plenty of countries where the cops are fucking shitty. And there's, like, plenty of, you know, evidence and videos and shit like that of these type of cops being fucking shitbags and brutal. So it's just like, yeah. I mean, you know, not as much as police in this country, though. I mean, true. But, you know, I wouldn't make the defense argument about these type of things for them either, because of that type of fucking problem. Like, because I'd make the same points. Like, their way of how they're policing culturally, systemically is fucked up. Like, they need to be taking, you know, some notes on, like, their far, you know, more better, you know, kin to neighbors and shit with this type of fucking thing. If Ashcott pull you over and probably put up with your nasty talk, even if you're not whining. In America, your pistol whipped or dead, or your back broken and paralyzed, like that old man, you know, from like earlier, you know, this week or last week or some shit. Yeah, like, I mean, a Finnish cop, I mean, hell, probably a British cop, you know, if you're like, even if you're black, they'll probably, like, you know, talk with you, put up with some of your bullshit. You know, I mean, you know, honestly, if they were just, like, you know, like, even, like, let's say you were just, like, you know, they were just, like, you know, walking their beat or some shit, not even in a car, because some of these places, you know, the cops don't even need cars, you know, like, you know, so, like, you know, some of them are just wandering around, you know, they're just like, hey, what's up, bro? You kind of look like a fucking dork, and they're just like, well, that's kind of mean. You know, one of them would just be like, well, that's kind of mean, bruh. You know, probably chat with you for like 30 minutes, and at the end of it, you'll probably get brunch or something, and get, like, you know, some Eggs Benedict at the local diner or something. I don't know. Like, I mean, so, like, I mean, it's like they're far more likely to probably just chat with you and just not give a shit, you know, instead. Because honestly, you know, for them, it's just paperwork they don't want to deal with. Like, they don't want to deal with paperwork of having to, like, write some citation or some bullshit because you, like, you know, mouthed at them or something. Like, depending on what you look like, or, you know, especially with your race and shit, like, cop around here might just pull you over and just beat the fuck out of you just for the hell of it. And I know that's the case because there's been videos of at least Clackamas County sheriffs doing this. And my friend has also had this happen to him a few times before, too. Like, I mean, so, yeah, like, where he'll be like, yeah, fuck you, Peasy, or whatever the fuck, you know, as they drive by, and they'll stop, because they heard him, and they'll fuck with him, you know. Sometimes they might try to rough him around a little bit, and be like, you know, you're not gonna do that shit anymore, and it's like, really? A bunch of state-sanctioned criminal fucking thugs and gangsters is all they are here. Especially in certain places like, you know, the LAPD, for example. Like, at that, you know, like, they're practically, like, borderline, like, terrorists, like, cartel organizations and shit that, like, you know, fucking operate in the LAPD there. I mean, ugh. Fucking insane. Especially when it comes to the general theory of it, like, cops don't make it easy for him to be defended at all. Because at least, like, as a theory, like, it's obviously not a bad idea. Like, obviously you need some form of, you know, like, public safety and policing. Like, you need at least some form of it. But I mean, it's like there just needs to be rethunk in this country. Like, honestly, I think, when a lot of people think of, or, mention, like, police abolition or abolish all police, I don't think they necessarily mean, like, the theory and concept of policing. Because, I think in their minds they're also thinking, yeah, there's at least needs to be some sort of public safety and, policing of some sort, but, these current cops and these current police, fuck them, abolish these asses. Like, we need something new, we need something different. I mean, it's just like, I can't really think of anyone, like, unless they're, like, an absolute full-on, like, either ANCAP or just a general anarchist or some shit. Like, unless they're, like, one of those or something. Like, I mean, I haven't really come across anyone that's, like, full-on just against a general idea of just, public safety and policing, agencies and shit. Just as a general idea. So, I mean, I'm sure they're out there, but... I mean, honestly, like, restructuring them as some form of, like, just general, like, like, democratically based, like, community watchman agency or some shit, that's, like, either city or county-wide or both. That isn't, like, the sheriffs or the fucking police department, but just, like, the community watch agency or something like that. I met people who are opposed to any form of policing. I mean, I've met a couple, but, they're usually, like, hardcore anarchists or, like, very hardcore American libertarian types. One of the two. I mean, even my dad ain't against goddamn policing and shit. Like, he's not necessarily fond of cops, either, with his quirky views, but even he likes, policing to a certain extent. Like, he, sees it as, like, have the old small town, style of culture of cops, where it's, like, everyone knows, the cop, and the cop knows everybody type of thing. Which I guess I don't disagree with. Like, in fact, I actually do agree with that. Like, I think, the police, like, one requirement is if you're going to be a part of a local police department, you have to live in the community that you're policing and a part of that department of. Like, you have to, at least for a certain amount of time, like, let's, like, I'd say, like, hey, let's fucking, like, in order to be a police in this local department, you have to live in the area that we're policing and this town for, like, I don't know, like, I'd say, like, 3 years. Because then, it at least gets you an idea about how the community is, what that community is, what it is, what's about, the kind of general local culture, and the whole shebang, and get to know people. And it's like, I think, especially one of the first things that, when it comes to being a cadet and being trained in, is just straight up, like, doing the quote-unquote, like, small town fucking, just, like, walk the beat, where you're with, another experienced officer, but you're just walking the beat and just chatting with people. Like, hey, we got a cadet, train them in, letting them get, letting him or her, or whoever, getting to know the community, we're just kind of chatting it up, blah, blah, blah. Which... that also kind of builds a little bit of a trust, because then, the cops are just nonchalantly just kind of talking, to, like, talking to, just the people on the street without any, threat or anything like that. It's just like, hey, how's it going? Whatever the fuck, just kind of a casual conversation. It's like, at the end of it, it's like, all right, have a good one. Nothing about it, just casual convo. I mean, that's, like, that should be just, like, the general, like, how... cops should be trained, and they should have to live in these type of communities, or at least, the place they're policing. Everyone lives in a high-rise flat. Yeah, well, like a place like in New York and shit. Yeah, I mean, it is, I guess, more trickier and shit. But I still would, say the same thing. I mean, it's extrapolating in a more bigger area. Like, obviously, it's going to be harder to know everybody. But, when it comes to walking a beat or, just, like, getting to know people, like, you at least kind of get a sense about what it is on a general level. Even though you're not, especially for a place like New York, you're not going to fucking know everybody. But at least when it comes to the general principle of, like, living in that community, at least being there for a certain amount of time, too, before being a cop there. And, at least, while being trained, getting to walk around, or at least, chaperone another cop to, get to know everybody, or at least, get to know kind of the general zeitgeist about what things are in that little area. I mean, you know, I think that should still apply, but yeah, it's going to be a little bit more trickier for bigger cities, especially for places like New York, but I mean, that type of mentality I think should still apply, though. But, you know, yeah, it's going to be harder to know everybody, or, you know, and because also there's people that kind of come and go, too, especially for big cities. You know, there's definitely people that roam around. Tough, yeah. Yeah, but it at least kind of builds a better sense of trust, because, you know, for the people that do live there for a long time, and, you know, or do commute, you know, very frequently and might see these people often, you know, and at least kind of gives them a sense of like, oh, you know, that's, you know, Jim the officer over there, you know, he just kind of, you know, just chats with people every now and then, you know, if there's a call, he kind of goes in, checks what's up, you know, whatever, kind of de-escalates, talks it out with everybody, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you know, and at that, you know, if things were like, actually like that when it came to policing this country, then there could be a merit of actually fucking defending them, but it's like, nope. It just really isn't that type of case. But also, that needs to be across the board regardless of who the fuck you are. Because considering my dad, like, with the whole, like, small town cop that knows everybody, like, you know, where he lived, there wasn't many black people. Essentially, like, the one, aside from maybe, like, two other black families, like, the one other black person that he knew there was his friend for, you know, high school and shit there. And, you know, and, like, he wasn't, like, you know, as far as he's described it or talked about him and, you know, and all these, you know, stories and shit, didn't seem like he was, but, I mean, honestly, all things security probably would, and probably was. So, I don't know. I mean, I honestly can't, you know, look into, you know, his life at that time and see exactly how things played out, you know, with, you know, the different black people that were, you know, in his town growing up and shit, but I like to hope that, you know, they didn't treat him like shit, but who fucking knows. There's so many issues we can improve on a lot of effort, I feel like. But heaven forbid they give up on even a lot of power. I know. They're fucking real. And the sad thing is, this country really kind of felt like there was a culture, I mean, whether for good or bad, you know, had this mentality of like, you know what, if I want to get something done, then I'm going to fucking do it, and fuck you if you get my way mentality. Like, it really did, you know, for the longest time, it really felt like this country just had that as its zeitgeist, but now it's just, like, whatever of that left is in this country is just utterly fucking deflated. I mean, because it really did feel like that. Like, again, you know, whether for good or bad, you know, straight up, or even neutral. But, like, I mean, it's like when, you know, a group or, you know, somebody or, you know, a lot of somebodies or, you know, like, or, you know, organization want to get something done, like, if, you know, like, at least back in, you know, even, like, 30, 40 years ago, I felt like, you know, hey, if we want to get this shit done, we're doing it, damn it. Fuck you. But not as much anymore. I mean, because it just feels so deflated. But a lot of that's just because so much of it's been sucked out. Like, I mean, the actual ability to really, like, enact some of that type of shit, at least for just our general day-to-day lives and shit, it's just not there anymore. I mean, so it kind of makes sense why it feels so deflated. Because if you can't really necessarily have that in your own life, then, you know, it does make it harder for you to feel like, well, how do I have this in my own workplace, or here, or there, or wherever, you know? It's like, you know, let alone my own life and my own personal shit. It's like, yeah, so, I mean, it makes, you know, sense why, especially these days, you know, people don't necessarily put the effort because they're, you know, having to struggle so much, you know, just keeping their own shit stable. But at the same time, that becomes a, you know, a boiling point. You know, it might be simmering now, but especially considering, you know, what, you know, is going on in Colorado now, that the strike's going on there with UFCW there. It's like, I mean, it just, this whole, especially the whole labor thing, keeps slowly but surely ramping up. And, you know, and especially in this country, the different labor movements that have happened in this country have happened over the course of multiple years, not a course of weeks or months. So, we're just seeing the beginning of it now. So, it's only going to get slowly bigger. Slowly but surely, just a little bigger. Some nice thick thighs on that, labor woman. Nice.
Stronger police unions are, the stronger capital has a grip over the actual workers, okay? Yeah, tell them unions are terrible and morally abhorrent if you talk to them. Be like, yeah, you're right. You should abolish. You should try to destroy your union, your police unions. Dude, yeah, tell your cop relative to that, you know, instead of paying union dues, you can get a PlayStation. And that, you know, you're a family.
Yeah, just play Grand Theft Auto with like a, you know, like a fucking Los Santos Police Department mod or something, you know? Just pretend you're a cop there instead.
No, your police department's a family. What's this union got to do with it, you know? They're coming in, outsiders, telling you how to live your life, dude. You're a family. And you could use union dues for something so much more productive, you know what I mean? Think about how much more. And also that unions could potentially, negotiate for lower pay. That one's the funniest one. When dumbasses think that like unions have the capacity to negotiate for lower pay, like what do you mean? They're negotiating with you, the employer, jackass.
I mean, I guess technically they could, but why would they do that? Why in the elephant fisting fuck would anyone do that? like aside from just basically, you know, just make everybody who's a rank and file member of that union piss the fuck off. Like, I mean, like that's it. I suppose technically unions could do that, be like, hey, this is coming negotiations for this new contract as this old one expires, we're gonna lower your wages. It's like, I guess they could, but they would basically be ousted and fucking just like a mini coup d'etat would happen, essentially. Like, that ain't happening. But, I mean, I guess the fucked up thing is, technically it has, I mean, not necessarily literally, openly, like that, but when it comes to, you know, inflation and, you know, wages being stagnant, akin to, inflation, and, you know, housing and, different necessities, you know, rising in price and shit, yeah, I mean, for all intents and purposes, wages have been lowered. You know, it's just like maybe they have it on paper, but, you know, when it comes to the actual value of it, yeah, they have. I mean, so it's, you know, like, so technically, I mean, yeah. I mean, in a lot of ways, it has been because, you know, it's like maybe they might, you know, a lot of these unions, you know, because of right-to-work laws or because of corruption or just because of different legislation, like anti-union legislation that guts them and shit. They're like, oh, well, we couldn't negotiate the wages, you know, this time around, but we got, you know, a little bit of benefits and stuff like that, you know, we got that. It's like, I mean, it keeps people complacent enough, but eventually people start having doubts and start getting, you know, like, deflated, you know, because of that type of shit. And that's also, I mean, another reason why, you know, a lot of the union membership and also just labor movement kind of fizzled out for a while. Like, honestly, I can't really, the last time I could really think of, like, a mass, like, organized, like, kind of labor movement that's happened was probably, like, the 70s, 80s, probably. Maybe the 90s. Like, I could think of some strikes that happened in the 90s, but, like, a lot of the ones I could think of, at least when it comes to more modern contemporary sense, outside the ones that, you know, have been happening, have been mostly around like the 70s and 80s. So it's like a lot of the, you know, last like actual massive like labor movement happened essentially kind of like, you know, just before and during Reagan's time. You know, like the last little breath of it was fighting against Reagan for a little bit and then like got like a fucking, you know, stabbing like under the lung. You know, and fucking just like, you know, had a collapsed lung, so couldn't really fight no more after that, you know, because fucking Reagan, you know, gutted, you know, so much about, you know, when it came to that. Occupy Wall Street was pretty big, but wasn't so good. Yeah, I mean, that's why honestly I didn't mention it, because it wasn't specifically about labor. I mean, it definitely was a part of it, it played a role, but it wasn't the biggest, you know, thing about it. Like, it was mostly about just the general socioeconomic conditions just across the board. you know, especially when it came to like housing and the fact that Wall Street is just, you know, extracted so much, which again, you know, labor played a role because it, you know, it's a main reason, you know, at least part of the reason why, you know, yeah, like, yeah, it's been gutted and shit. It's because of fucking, you know, Wall Street and, you know, the extraction of the wealth. I mean, that's the main reason for it. And how much power they hold. But I mean, if that, you know, movement was also kind of a little bit more, I mean, if it obviously hindsight's a bitch, but like, I mean, if there's a little bit more focus, at least, you know, in some degree, or if different unions, you know, or these different nationals kind of recognize that energy and kind of took advantage of it during that time, I mean, we might be in a slightly better situation right now. I mean, but now we're seeing that type of energy starting to slowly build up now. I mean, so it gives me at least a little solace that, like, hey, you know, maybe, you know, the next couple years it might not be as bad, you know, all things considered. I mean, you know, like, and that's why I think, you know, especially when it comes to, like, the national electoral and political side of things, you know, having a major focus on that, you know, it shouldn't really necessarily be the priority right now. I mean, it's not like, you know, totally throw it away and just fuck it off and forget about it, but and be like, forget about it, but but, you know, at least, you know, put more of the energy. Oh god, hiccups, get out of here. Yeah, boo. But at least use a lot of energy, you know, into, you know, more focus of, you know, more local direct action, you know, whether it's, you know, via labor or, you know, something tangential for it, you know, as well. You know, because things like, you know, healthcare, you know, like housing initiatives, infrastructure, like all these different things, you know, kind of, you know, are tangentially and intersectional when it comes to labor too. Because honestly, especially, you know, to the broader idea of intersectionality, I think labor is the one that intersects with, essentially, is maybe not everything, but as far as I'm concerned, pretty much fucking everything. You know, so I mean, when it comes to these other issues, I mean, it helps, you know, play a role and helps, you know, slowly but surely kind of, you know, strengthen it again, especially considering how much we really need it right now. And honestly, I mean, I think, you know, if, especially for some of these unions that are within, like, more obsolete industries, like coal mining, for example, I think if they, you know, they want to kind of take the, you know, advantage of seeing an opportunity of how environmentalism and labor can play a major role and be a benefit to each other, I think they would probably, you know, take a lot of the, you know, United Mine Workers, aspect and kind of slowly reintegrate it into these different energy sectors and have like things in place, especially within those unions, to get those people in these older obsolete industries like coal mining and shit into these different types of jobs in these different sectors. And well, they still have a job, they would still have their pay, and also, I mean, I don't know about every fucking union, but at least for ours, there's this thing called a member-to-member program where, you know, if you need help because of, you know, like you lost your house or, you know, you unjustly lost your job and you need some financial assistance in the meantime or whatever the fuck, like, there will be at least something where you can actually, where the union will actually help you out, you know, with that type of shit. I haven't had any reason to use it, so I've never have. But, you know, when it comes to, you know, I don't know how it is with every union, but I imagine, you know, the same type of shit applies, you know, with most of them, if not probably all of them. You know, so it's like, you know, that could be expanded further to be like, hey, this is going to apply to just everybody, at least in the meantime, as, you know, we, you know, collaborate, integrate, you know, with these different industries and work into programs to start reintegrating people, you know, because, you know, eventually it's just, you know, going to happen. You know, so, you know, we might as well jump on ahead of the curve and at least in the meantime just automate the rest of this process and, you know, start slowly reintegrating and revitalizing a lot of these different old towns and shit that have been, like, destroyed because of poverty and because of, you know, outsourcing, because of, you know, not being able to afford a living and shit because of the jobs they do. That's absolutely fucking dangerous from the get-go. Even with today's standards. Like, it's honestly fucking absurd to me that, like, you know, there's still like a issue and a kind of a, you know, regional crisis when it comes to health problems like black lung and shit. It's like, what the fuck is this? Is this 1921 still? Like, what? Like, people are still having to, like, absolutely suffer from black lung? Like, we don't have any, like, you know, safety equipment and shit to, like, what? Like, we don't have fucking, like, filtration masks or anything like that? Like, you know, something that's equivalent to, like, a gas mask or some shit that people can be wearing? Like, what? Like, what, huh? Just, like, kind of, it's just ridiculous shit like that. I mean, that just, people don't need to be doing it. I mean, and honestly, I imagine working, you know, in a geothermal, solar panel, hydro, or wind, you know, energy plant or something is probably a lot fucking safer. Just, like, tenfold. And I'm sure they got their dangers and their problems, too, especially working on windmills, because you have to, like, be on the very top of those fucking things and shit. Sometimes you have to, like, walk on those blades and shit to inspect them. Like, fuck that. Oh my god, just thinking about that fucking makes me queasy. Holy shit. Fuck that. Nope. I wonder if they have parachutes. Thinking about it. Like, people that work on wind farms, where they have to inspect those things. My old administrative assistant's son worked on one of those. Oh, really? So do they wear parachutes when they're up there in case they fall? So they can pull the chute and they can at least, you know, kind of like slowly fall? Or at least have, you know, less of a chance of dying? If they start on fire, you have no way to escape. So if you're like on one of those blades or you slip and fall, you're fucked. Dude, this shit, oh my god, see... Like, I mean, there needs to be something, at least. I mean, straight up. Not even gonna lie. Like, have, like, some sort of contraption in the blades to where it, like, you know, brings up these little walk beams or something, like, lifts them up and shit, so you could walk on it, you know, while expecting it, and, like, you know, hook up, like, a little fucking, you know, harness on it and shit. Like, hook up a rope, so if you slip and fall while inspecting it, you're at least secure on that. I mean, something, like, I mean, Jesus. I'm sure there's been deaths, you know, and accidents and shit, but, like, I mean, fuck, bro. Yeah, no thanks. Unironically, I'd rather work as a fucking lumberjack and, like, be on one of those fucking trees that are, like, 200 feet high or whatever the fuck and cut one of those down. I unironically would rather have that. Because at least if I fall, at least the branches down below might help secure the fall a little bit. You know, it's just like, at least with that, at least there's some, like, element of safety, kind of. It's not just open field of death. There's, like, branches, trees, and shrubbery below that can at least potentially break the fall. I mean, I'm gonna be fucked up and hurt, but I mean, you know, not like splatter like a pancake. So I mean, you know, like I unironically would rather like be a lumberjack, working at a lumber mill or some shit. You're secured. Yeah, that too. Like, and honestly, on a tree, you're far more secured. Which technicians working on wind generators should not be expected to have. I mean, you honestly are kind of correct about that. I mean, that's why I was saying, like, a harness or something, like the, you know, like the walkway idea, because I don't necessarily think them having to be, like, skydivers is something that's required for being a goddamn technician. Like, being a skydiver shouldn't be coming with the job. And if it does, they should be paid, like, tenfold at that point. And get the best healthcare benefits that, like, anyone in the energy sector gets at that point. Like, I mean, you're skydiving, too, on top of that. Of course, you wear a harness, lol. But, like, I mean, when you're on one of those goddamn blades, like, where are you connecting it to? Like, do you have just, like, 100 fucking foot rope? That's just, like, me, I guess, but, like, even going up the ladder inside. I mean, okay, I'm sure, you know, like, I'm not thinking about it, I'm sure they got their procedures, but, like, still, man, I'd want something, even if it's just, like, you know, like, just one of those circular chutes, you know, where you don't have to control it, you just kind of float down. Like, I want to make sure that I just don't die if I fall, okay? Because, like, even with the rope, and if you fall, you're gonna, like, bonk and, you know, smack up against the side of that thing. And that's not gonna be fun. Should watch the video on guys working on radio towers, turbines to get used ton of gear. They know what they're doing. I have, and it scares the shit out of me. They got this, lol. Dude, it takes a certain fucking set of balls, man, and I don't got them. Like, you know, I'll admit, I got some balls about some shit, but that ain't it, Chief. I'm like, that is not fucking it. Because honestly, the whole back of my mind of like, oh my god, I've seen one video of like one of the more higher towers where like the clouds are overhead, and they're on the very, very tippy top, and it's just I look at it, and I'm like, why, how is this even like regulatory? Like, how's the regulations that allow this? Like, I look at some of this, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and they're hooking up their like thing to this like open just like bolt that's just sticking out, and that's meant to be their ladder. It's like, what the fuck is this? I'm just like, they're like, oh my god, it's like, no. Like, I'm okay with heights, but I have to be in a secure location where I don't have this fucking fear of falling. That's it. Like, you know, so if I'm in a plane, or if I'm in like a hot air balloon, or if I'm on like a nice secure platform, you know, whatever the fuck, like, that's fine. But if there's like this fucking like, if like I can fall, like, you know, just like looking over or what, like, that's different. Like, as soon as there's like, I can fall if I just like do this too much. But like, you know, because like, for example, like in a hot air balloon, you're in a basket, you're secure. Like, I'm gonna be fine. Like, I'm gonna make sure, like, I'm not wearing anything that's just gonna fly away, you know, so I'll make sure I'm secure. You know, at least the shit on my person's secure. But, you know, like, I don't mind, like, kind of looking around and checking shit out on a fucking, you know, hot air balloon. I've done that before once as a kid. It's pretty fun. You know, so it's just like, you know, hot air balloons, that's fine. I could be, like, 10,000 feet up with one of those and be okay. A plane, I love that. Like, I actually kind of wish I was a pilot. That'd be fucking legit. I guess I could. Just I don't have the fucking money for it. But, you know, it's just like, you know, like, that'd be pretty legit. You know, like, so there's certain things about heights that I'm absolutely fine with, and if anything, like, I love about, you know, like, so, you know, there's elements about heights that I actually love about. But, you know, like being on the top of a mountain, you know, for example, like, and just being able to see everything and being so high up and shit, like, you know, so it's not necessarily heights that freak me out. It's just the element of falling from, you know, from a very, very tall height. You know, so at least for me, I guess, you know, when it comes to the, quote, fear of heights, at least to me, it's not necessarily the heights itself. Because I've had people who have fear of heights, like, my mom has a fear of heights, like, straight up, and we'll be at even very high altitudes, but she would freak out. Just because we're at high altitudes, because we're at a very high height from sea level. Like, you know, so my mom, like, straight up has a full shot fear of heights. But, you know, for me, though, it's whatever. Like, I'm okay with it. You know, like, being very high altitude or very high up isn't necessarily a problem. I'm pretty sure a hot air balloon would be Metal T's arch nemesis. Maybe. I don't know. I want to think so, honestly. I mean, because in his mind, I think he would think, I'm secure as long as I just, you know, stay firmly secure inside here and don't fucking rough around and just be very chill and be cautious about what I'm doing, I'll be okay. I think, like, in his mind, you know, like, as long as he's not, you know, doing crazy shit, he'll be okay. Which, honestly, in a hot air balloon, it's very hard to do crazy shit. Like, I mean, you're just in a little basket, you're just kind of standing there. He hated the thing in Astoria that we climbed. What was that? I'm not aware of that, so... I mean, he freaked the fuck out over a statue that we climbed once when I got high for the first time and smoked weed for the first time on my 18th. Like, it was a statue where the, like, concrete base for the statue itself was about 8 feet tall. Or about 10 feet tall. And, you know, you had to get somebody, you know, to kind of boost you up and help you up there. So, you know, we all got up there, and we had our friend Metal T last, And when he was up there, like, he was freaking the fuck out and scared. Like, he was like, I don't want to be up here anymore. While the rest of us were all just chill and be fine. You know, like, because we're just like, whatever, you know, it's like 10 feet down, but, you know, we're on a cool statue, whatever. You know, we're all fine. But he was like, oh God, I'm nervous. It's like, why? I climbed it the day before 9/11 while fighting a ticket. Funny thing is, he can deal with slope drops like mountains. I see, yeah. I mean, like, I think Metal T has fear of heights, but it's less susceptible, you know, like my mom, for example. Like, sloped mountains, you know, my mom couldn't handle that. You know, being very high up on a sloped mountain, she couldn't hang with that. She would freak out and start having a panic attack. I've seen it happen. Like, the Beartooth Pass between Montana and Washington, like, we were going up at that, and there was some fog, and my mom was panicking just with that. And when you're going for the Beartooth Pass, you're really high up. Like, you're, you know, at one of the higher points, you know, going through. And it's just like, and she was freaking out over that. And it's like, what? Like, the rest of us were fine, but she was the one, like closing her eyes, like doing that, and I'm just like, whoa. You know, eventually we stopped and we just kind of chilled where there was a patch of just a slope, you know, where she could kind of look around and realize we're kind of on just a slope patch, you know, we're not on like some cliff or anything. And she eventually kind of chilled out and calmed down. It was like, okay, I don't want to go farther than this, you know, let's just go down from this, we'll stop here. You know, and like, and she eventually calmed down after that, but man, going up though, she was freaking out. I had to slow the way the fuck down because we couldn't see shit. Oh, because of bad fog from the coast. Yeah, the coast is pretty notorious for fog, yeah. The Astoria column. I don't know what the Astoria column is, though. Yo, Rip City, can we make a summer trip to go there and climb it? Because I want to go. I don't know what it is, but I want to go. Like, I don't know or care what it is, but I want it. Also, we should make a trip to Crater Lake, because I've never fucking been there, dude. Speaking of which, that's a tall-ass thing in Astoria. It's a tall-ass thing in Astoria. Top of Astoria Hill. Oh, it's a lighthouse without a light. Oh, really? Awesome! I want to go. Yeah, I want to go. Crater Lake is tougher because it's definitely a multi-day trip. Is it really? Is it really a multi-day trip? Well, yeah, I guess it is in Southern Oregon. Well, I don't know. What, like a 2-3 day trip? Crater Lake is far. I've never been there, so that's why I really want to do it. I mean, they have a pimpin' hotel at the Rim. Oh shit. It's probably expensive though. I mean, if we can take like 3 days, you know, to, you know, like figure it out between the homies and shit, like figure it out to see if we can, you know, schedule this shit like in August or some shit, or like September or something. So we have like time for this, you know, like make it like, you know, maybe preferably a weekday trip, because I know your schedule and, you know, will probably be better for that, you know, on top of, you know, I can easily work that out. And depending on how Tyler's or Harley's schedules are, then it's doable. Well, I could just schedule those days off. Because this week I have Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday off. So, whenever October I looked at, it was super nice. Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking if we go, like, especially on, like, a weekday or something, where there's less people who are, like, out and about, you know, doing trips, because they're more likely to do that on the weekends. You know, because, like, Ripsey's saying, you know, for us, you know, Monday and Tuesday, you know, would be doable the best. So if we can maybe work out, like, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or something, show up there Monday, just spend the entire day, you know, check out Crater Lake and surrounding areas on Tuesday, and maybe go home Wednesday or some shit, or whatever the fuck, you know, just work it out. I mean, yeah, I'm saying it now because if we at least kind of plant the seed and maybe try to plant it up a little bit, we might be able to make it work out.
At the Pile Friendship.
I could do laundry early and then meet up in Portland.
Early
Meet up on the bar?
The dog will run away.
Yeah. I'm down for it. So, you know, I'll probably, you know, be double masking, not gonna lie, but that, you know, but hey. You know, it's just out of, you know, safety's sake.
Just walking by. Just like Bandit does. Just walking by.
Oh my god, there's two of you.
Just walking by.
The siblings.
There you go. No problem.
Dork.
Bandit.
Ben has forsaken thee. Will never come back. He shall never return.
Probably out front or in back. Okay, come on.
Saw Mountain is still closed. It might be for a while. I mean, it's kind of why I didn't mention it, because I figured that's going to be closed for a little bit. Honestly, during the summer, we should make like a day trip out to Mount Hood, because that's easily a day trip that we can do.
Yeah, you bonehead.
Like, go to, you know, like, just kind of a different little area, you know, that's kind of...
I've never seen another cat.
Maybe, like, you know, like, maybe one of the lodges, just kind of hang out there, maybe just, like, kind of hike up the fucking, you know, shit. Because, honestly, I'd love to hike up the mountain a little bit, not gonna lie. That'd be dope. Because I'm sure there would at least be some routes and abilities to get up there and shit, so... Trillium Rake is nice. Unless you're a pro. Well, does this face show that I give a fuck? Like, I've climbed the rims in Montana, like those little cliffs out on the edge of Billings, Montana. Like, I've climbed that shit as a kid. Like, I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'll work it out. I'll figure it out. Trillium Lake is nice. Oh. I think I've been there before. King's Mountain, we should do. It's supposed to be similar to Sound Mountain. Hell yeah, dude. Honestly, yeah, just name a date. Because that seems like, you know, that's a all-day trip that we can work out. LT needs to claim his turf. True. I need to, too. I don't think I'm in Kings Mountain yet. Oh, you know what we all should do? Go to fucking Mount St. Helens. That's a day trip. I've done that trip in a day. Because me and my dad, when one time when one of his friends from Boise came over, we did a day trip out to Mount St. Helens. And that was also when he showed up that same day, too. I haven't been there in a long-ass time. Well, there you go. I haven't either. It's been a long-ass time since I've been there. A bada-bing, a bada-boom. I think that's a bada-bing and a bada-boom, if I do say so myself. So, we should propose these ideas. You know, it's like, hey, for trips, you know, during the summer and potentially even springtime and shit, like, what should we do? And how should we schedule it out? And what days? Because I told my manager already, if, you know, like, if I have, like, 1 to 2 or 3 days off, then, you know, I might either have, like, concerts I'm going to, or, you know, doing a little weekend trip with my friends and shit. Like, so I've already kind of told her, you know, if there's days off over the spring and summer and shit like that, you know, then, you know, that's likely what it is. Kind of early in the season. April's probably the earliest to do it. Well, when I mean spring, I'm not meaning, like, you know, like, as soon as March hits or some shit. Like, I mean, I'm meaning, like, you know, April, early June shit, you know. I mean, maybe May. Like, honestly, like, May would definitely be a pretty perfect time. Camping out the coast this year. Oh, I'm down for it. Oh, hell yeah. And this is just for me personally, because obviously I know you won't be, but I know, like, Logan, Tyler, and Harley will be into it, but I might, you know, stock up on some 12 gauge ammo, and, you know, because especially when it comes to camping shit, oh, it'll be hella fun to, you know, just load up some targets, you know, just have fun shooting. Again, I know you won't be into it, but, you know, I know everyone else in the group would. Especially Metal T, Harley, and Logan. I mean, all of them would. You know, like, I mean, I know all of them would be into it, so. So, hey, it makes these camping trips just a little bit more fun. You know, at least for everybody else. Again, I know you're not into it as much. Unless you want to try it once just for the memes, just to see what's the hoopla. But, I mean, again, I'm not going to make you do nothing. I just know that everyone else would probably be into it. Would you have to find somewhere to do it? I don't think it's legal on the beach. Well, yeah. Like, we would go hike somewhere in the middle of the woods and some shit. The entire coastline's a public park. Well, yeah, I'm not doing it literally on the coast. Like, we're gonna find, like, some woods, just hike out in the middle of it, find, like, a nice little flat area, you know, maybe set some targets up and shit. And, yeah. Like, there you go. Boom. Like, I mean, that'd basically be about it. I mean, you know, we're not, like, I'm not thinking, like, the beach and shit. Like, obviously not. Like, you know, I'm gonna go find an area that would actually be safe and, you know, good to do it at. Because, I mean, when it comes to, like, you know, being out in the middle of the woods and shit, I mean, lead me to a bottle of Bailey's to guard the camp. Yeah, you know, there you go. And I think when it comes to some, like, camps and, like, national park campsites and shit, some of them, because I remember I have been to a couple of them in Mount Hood that actually do have, like, fire ranges. I know a few of them actually are okay with firearms. Not all of them, but I know a couple of them are okay with it. So if the one of them doesn't necessarily have any rules on it, maybe we could just find one of those spots and just find a little spot, you know, just, you know, so we can maybe just wander off not that far away, just like a 3-minute hike off, you know, into some field. That's because that's federal lands. Well, yeah. At that point, I think it's just up to the jurisdictions of, you know, the park, you know, rangers themselves at that point. And I know some of them prohibit it and some of them don't. Beaches or state lands? Well, yeah. That's why I want to do it at the beaches. That's why I go find, essentially, like, some federal land, basically, and just go do it there, you know? Just find a nice little spot and just have fun there instead. Like, obviously, I'm not gonna... like, I mean... Like, for as much as I talk about when it comes to, like, you know, responsibility with having guns and shit, you really think I'm gonna be a dork and just start, you know, blasting away at a beach? Like, I only had it out, you know, for, like, 30 seconds, just, you know, kind of, you know, check the recoil spring, more or less, and it's been in that case, and it's not gonna leave this case until... you know, like, I decide, you know, I either want to get it, you know, to a gunsmith to get it checked out, or whatever the fuck. Or to clean it. I'm probably going to clean it first before I do that. Shoot the ocean. Yeah, just start shooting at the ocean. I might get some fish while I'm at it. Ooh. Honestly, I might buy some slugs. Some 12 gauge slug rounds. Or some slug shells. They're not rounds when it comes to shotguns, but, you know, just so, and not, it's like, I kind of want to honestly, low-key, like, if we ever go camping or go to a place where it's okay to, you know, like, hike out somewhere and shoot a gun or something, you know, it's like, I kind of want to mess with Logan, Harley, and Tyler a little bit, and, like, put some slug rounds, you know, like, load up their shots, be like, alright, here you go, and have, like, the first 2 be slugs and the rest of them aren't. And the first few rounds were like, what the fuck? Like, why is this kick so much? And it's like, I don't know. And then the other 2 or 3, they're like, this doesn't kick that much. What was up with those other ones? I'm like, I don't know. Oh, don't mind those box of slug shells in there. That's just for myself because I like to kick. It's like, you sure you're not mixing us together? It's like, no. I mean, I'm not gonna be a dick. I'd actually tell them that. I'd be a responsible man and actually inform them. Be like, hey, the first like round or 2 when it comes to those shells, probably gonna kick harder. About $200 cheaper than a Ryzen. Oh, for an Intel laptop. Damn. Baby. Oh, Warnax, I know you're gonna love this. I ordered a scroll feeder, and it came in today. I actually have a picture of it. Hold on, let me go to my gallery. Bing. Just give me a second. I'm thinking. I don't know where I'm gonna set up quite yet. I just kind of put it up where I have it in this picture just for the meantime, just for the fuck of it. But I got one of these little bad boys. Oh, oh, that was some dankness I made the other night. Honey mustard, some egg, spicy chicken tendies, parsley, noodles. This was fucking scrumptious, and the tanginess and the honey mustard went so good, you know, with everything in there. Oh, delicious. Anyway. But, like, yeah, I got this little bad boy. It's only $20, so I'm thinking, you know, I want to put it near my platform and make, like, a little bridge connecting it. And from there, have this kind of be maybe next to this tree or something. But I'm not too sure quite yet. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. MasterChef quality. Honestly, I'm pretty sure John Bastiano will look at me and it's like, you have insulted Italian cuisine and you're a fucking disgrace. Like, how dare you? Like, I'm sure Joe Bastiano would fucking look at me like a fucking heathen. Goddamn, Elliot Graham? Oh, he would just be like, yummy, yummy in my tummy. He wouldn't care. That's the same feeder I had, except mine was larger and used a jumbo pickle jar. Yours looks like a quart canning jar. Yeah, well, I obviously didn't make it. Like I said, I ordered it, so it's kind of, you know, from what I understand, I guess it's, you know, kind of the standard generic type of thing that the guy, you know, has made up for everybody, you know, when it comes to selling them. But he also has a few other scroll feeders, a few other designs as well. So, depending on, you know, what else I, you know, get going with my little scroll sanctuary, I might order a few more. One of them had like a little picnic table. I'm just like, oh my god, that's kind of cute. Oh my god, what if I have that hanging out my door, my window? What if I have the scroll feeder hanging out my window, so when they're peeping their head in for the food, it's in my house. But they aren't actually getting inside, they just kind of peep their head in for the, oh my god. That would easily get them more warmed up. Huh? What about Bandit?
He tried to jump out on the counter, only...
He slipped and fell?
He slipped and he fell into the recycle box.
Oh!
It was flying everywhere.
Oh my god. I bought mine at Backyard Bird Shop, stored by Fred Meyer. Cool. Bandit is entertaining.
He made a big mess, but it was worth it to watch.
It's so worth it to watch. Oh my god.
Yeah, I wish it would have been filming him. That would have been a great, like,
man, Bandit.
Funny cat video.
Well, I mean, if I had some spider senses, I would have, like, waltzed in there while I'm streaming and fucking at least got a clip of it. But
or at least watched it. That would be
yeah, at least that. Yeah. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. Oh, you just being a sweet boy? Why are you walking away from me?
It's like the Tasmanian devil, just like a swirl with claws coming out every now and
Oh my god. Poor Bandit.
Poor kitty.
Poor Bandit. This fucking sweet boy that he is. I had a rope. I hung under it. That they had to climb to get to it. I might honestly do that as well. I might add like a little rope on the side of it. Make like a little jungle gym out of it. Maybe honestly tie a rope to the top of the tree so they can have one maybe. Well, that's not even necessary actually. They'll just use the tree to climb down instead. Maybe I can have like, you know, like a little rope bridge or something. Maybe connect to something else. And they can use that. Ooh. That might work. Well, I might just actually get like, you know, maybe some sticks or something. I don't know. I'm getting a little outside of the box, I think. Thinking a little too ambitious. Oh, who's a good baby? Are you just a good baby? I think you're a good baby. Yes, you is. Oh. Look at your ears and look at your face. You're so cute. Yeah. Yeah. Who's just a sweet baby? Who's a sweet baby? You good boy. You good boy. Oh my god! Oh, it's Bandit. That's why. Bandit. Zukov.
Yes, Bandit. Enough issues for the night.
Yeah, I think Bandit's just done. Yeah. Come here, Bandit. Come here, buddy. Hey, buddy.
So sorry, you know the thing.
Hey, Bandit. Come here, bro. Look. Don't give me that look. Hey. Come here, bro. Look off, do you mind? Love you too. Come here, bud. Come here.
Yeah, he's been in you know, as far as the kitty's concerned, a life-threatening situation. He's all freaked out.
Oh, come here, buddy. Yeah, I got you. You're okay, bro. I got you. You're okay. Come here, bro.
He probably wants to go out.
He does. I can already tell. I know him. I know his routine.
And then he'll want to come back in like half an hour.
Oh, little sweet baby.
Yeah, Mr. Recycle Box.
Hey, buddy. Are you okay? Did you fall in the recycle bin?
Yeah, do that again. It's very entertaining.
Oh. You sweet little baby. You're just a handsome boy. You know? Little beautiful chungus. Let's go pick some mine. Nice. Dope. Yeah, yours looks a little different, but pretty much kind of the same type of design though. Oh, you big fluff. You big bellied fluff. Yes, you sweet thing. Who's just a handsome boy. Hey. Excuse me, what is this? What the fuck was the paw in the eye for? What the hell? What was that about? What was that about? He's all, Ignat telling me a story. In fact, fuck you. I'm gonna use my paw to push your eye away. Oh, come on. Are you really gonna be that triggered because of a fucking dog and falling in a recycling bin? I'm giving you love and comforts. Like, what's your... Why? Why are you being grumpy? Why are you being grumpy? Like, Zukov isn't even paying attention to you. Like, you're okay, bro. Oh my lord, you're fucking ridiculous. Well, now he's triggered. Zukov, look what you did. You just triggered him. Don't be licking your lips. Oh my god, I'm actually a little nervous right now. I don't want to be dealing with this. Yeah. There you go, buddy. Now you're on all fours so you can properly address this beast. Zukov, you're gonna get fucked up. And I'm gonna laugh. Go ahead. Do it. I dare you. I dare you, Zukov. Zukov. You realize you straight up have fucking scars on your face already in your life and you're not even a year old? Literally because this cat. That's what I thought. Yeah, submit, bitch. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. He's still staring at him, though. You're being a little bitch ass about it, bro. You're digging a hole, Z-Dog. Do it. I know. Digging your hole, bro. You think distancing yourself is gonna help? Bandit knows your plan. He's just chilling. He's a chilling little bro. He ain't going nowhere. Come on, bro. Do it. Zukov. Zukov, get over here. Zukov. Wow, you're turning your back. You've turned your back on him. If you want to have fun with him, just bury the nuts under a bunch of dirt, watch him dig all day. Oh, I've seen that. I don't even have to do that. Like, I'll just toss nuts, and sometimes they'll just start doing that, you know, either burying them or digging ones they've dug in the past. Hey, Zukov. Zukov. Yeah, you want to fuck around and find out this cat? Because I don't think you do. He thinks you don't want to. Yeah, now he's just laying down. Bought one of those Longar nitros, and they love digging in that thing. Got Alibi 2. If management ever says anything, I just say, out of my hands, the squirrels are stashing their shit out. Stashing their own shit in there. Yeah, I mean, seriously. That's just what the scrolls are doing. It's like, what? You can't control what the scrolls are doing. Meow. Bandit. Quit being a grump. You and your grumpiness, my guy. Surgical location is way high up, and someone's balcony is a perfect stash location. I mean, it really is. I mean, if you think about it, legit. And, oh my god, you're being triggered. Zukov's just waiting for you to pounce and leave, bro. And if you're gonna be this way, then At least shit on something else that ain't me, okay? He's asking for it so bad. When was the last time we gave him some catnip? Honestly, sounds like he deserves a little after all that. I mean, it has been a while. I don't know if we have any, actually. I'll have to find some and get some. Bring up my stash. You're not going after this kitty. No, no, no. You're not going after that kitty. No to the kitty. You shall not go after that kitty. You shall not go after that kitty. Marijuana over catnip. Well, catnip is just a cat's marijuana. Up. Oh, baby. Come on. Goof. Because Zukov gets into catnip supply. I don't even know what catnip would do to a dog. Kitty baby. He's so dorky. He's such a goof. They're gonna paw me. That's what's gonna happen here. I have a very strong feeling that's gonna happen here. Bandit. Bandit! Oh my fucking god. Sweet my Lord of mercy. My Lord of mercy. Oh, you just go there. What did I just say? Oh my god. Okay, you go over there. Go outside. And oh my god. Look how many sticks do you have? Like how many? Oh my god. I have like 3 or 4 sticks in here. Sweet Jesus. No, you gotta jump. You gotta hop. No, you can't. Oh my god! No! Dork! Dork! Zukov! What is wrong with you? What have you done? You know what? I'm gonna ball at you. Do you fucking mind? Oh my! Oh my god! Ah! You destructive! You terrorist! You absolute fucking enemy combatant! I think he already got into the catnip supply. You fucking terrorist, you! Gonna take you out. Gonna take you out, boy. I'm just gonna bonk your head. Oh. Now you're being lazy about it. You're pathetic. You're pathetic. You're being lazy. You're a derp. Come on. Gonna get the stick? Oh my god, you're pathetic. Get this damn stick. Get the stick. Absolute machine of destruction. Oh my goodness, this is like, wow. Now he's going full ham on that. Absolute beast of a stick. He's brought in so many different sticks, and I chuck him out, and he brings them back in. It's just like, oh my god, like I'm wondering what thought process he goes through to be like, nope, this stick. I want this stick out of all the sticks. Like, it's very specific ones. Like, that one I've chucked outside, like, 5 times already, and he keeps bringing it back, and it's like, dude, what's about that stick that's, like, that you love so much? I mean, it's like, it seems like at least once a month he's got, like, you know, just a straight up, you know, full on, like, yo, I'm just gonna be hyper invested in my stick. I don't want nothing else but this stick. Absurd dork. The guy's just too damn goofy. Too damn goofy. The military episode? Oh, on season 5? Not yet, actually. Honestly, I still need to catch up. Because every time, like, I start catching up, I'll get through one episode. And then, like, by the time the next episode happens, I'm usually asleep by that point. It's like, god damn it. So I just need to, like, especially on one of my days off, just start binging shit out of it. So I can get all caught up. Because I'm still on, like, episode 19 or 20 for the previous 4th season still. So, almost, but not quite there yet. Okay. I got, like, some shit, like, way back up in my glands. Like, hella back up in there. That's all, like, one big connected thing, and it's just like, fuck, dude. It's so uncomfortable, and I want it gone. I know if I can somehow, like, get it, I can get all of it. It's like, fuck. I can't. Ghost pepper. I mean, I guess that could help. But I don't have any. I mean, it's like at the base, like way back all up in there. It's like, fuck. Deep in the tonsillar crypts, the real thing. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, it's in the crypts of those tonsillars. Yeah. And it's always like my left nostril, too. Tonsillar crypts. I'm having to do like some weird muscle motions to try to get it out, and fuck. Oh my god. It's annoying. Do you get tonsil stones? Hold on, let me see what those are. Something bad back throat. I mean, the picture that they have as an example, does he? I don't even see. I can't even tell. Gargling salt water. Well, chunks of smelly nastiness in my cough. So basically just phlegm. Epoxy tonsils. Ah. This is not helping. I'll try to cough it up. Well, I mean, okay. Well, all things so yeah, because smells like rotten eggs are very bad. I mean, yeah, I haven't had any as far as I'm aware. It's just like a little bit of like some sort of like, you know, mucus buildup. Stop your gag reflex. Oh my god. Well, now thinking about it, I probably could, but I'm not gonna even fucking do that. I've been able to get this issue that I'm feeling out. It's just like literally like some mucus that is like stringy as shit. That is like at the base, but also kind of like up in here too. So if like I could get the bottom of it where it's kind of really built up, then the rest of it just comes out and it'll just clear it right up. I've had it happen before, and honestly sometimes like just getting good like that might even do it. So it's just like fuck. Neti pot. Urine therapy neti pot, dude. Just like the crazy fucking urine therapy anti-vax water sports guy. I think I scared Stefan away. I think I scared Rip City away now. He's like, oh god, this is gross. No, ew. Once I get out, I feel so much better now. You know what? Maybe taking a hit might help. Sometimes I might be able to kind of clear it up a little. That's actually also has helped before, so. TMI stun lock. I mean, low key though. I mean, it's just like, I mean, it's annoying me. I was like, shit, you know, fuck. I mean, it's like, I could talk about, like, you know, like a hemorrhoid or something. I mean, luckily I don't have any, but it's just like, you know, if I did, I could talk about that, you know. I mean, like, there's probably some TMI issues I actually could get into, but, you know, I don't, because I know that some shit is legit just TMI. I mean, I'm willing to, you know, skirt the edges, but, you know, not that much. Like, you know, I have at least a modicum of decorum. That might help a little. I mean, oh, I didn't get all of it. Oh my god, but that is so much better. Holy shit, that's so much better. It like sticks to the walls. Oh no, it's building back up. No. So it's like when I do get it, it's like whoop, it like hooks around and it's just like it feels so weird. But at the same time, so pleasing. I know this is just so bad. Oh my god. Well, yeah, this is still kind of built up, but it did help. Spell not trying to ID to wristwatch being worn by a guy in World War II footage of guys detonating and shot Baker in Bikini Atoll. Just a wristwatch specifically. Ooh, nice. Oh my god. This is getting really annoying. Gordon Ramsay's horrible grilled, aka burnt cheese sandwich. Oh, I've seen this video before.
In Brighton's bohemian Kemptown district.
Oh wait, I wanted to watch his horrible grilled cheese first. So I've heard a lot about this. That people have said this is a disaster. So
it is. I don't even like grilled cheese, but he actually butchers it.
My family is not appreciative of Graham Fitchek.
Now,
okay?
we all love grilled cheese. I grew up with it. That was cheese on toast. But there's something quite amazing for a grilled cheese, especially when you have these incredible cheeses. A Romano with pepperberry.
This is horrible. Yeah, I've seen it once before.
I mean, really beautiful. To do the ultimate grilled cheese with this is a dream come true. So I'm going to just cut nice big long slices.
Fucking Asiago, fuck that. I mean, seriously. I mean, like, why not use, like, something like Gouda, or, like, Havarti, or, like, something more creamy? Like, Asiago, like, again, I'm not even a fan of cream cheese, but, like, why?
Easily. Okay, and those pepper berries is going to make the cheese a little bit spicy. Look at that there. I mean, so beautiful.
So beautiful.
And then with the Asiago again.
Why is he wearing a puffer vest indoors? Is it like
Yeah, we'll
very
full screen
cold
this real
where
quick.
he's at? Do they not have
I
like
won't be able to see your chat for a minute, but still.
heating inside or something? I don't know what's happening. It's just
Like, why is he wearing such a jacket?
vibes.
Down.
Is it snowing in there?
And literally cut off the rind. And then from there, get the
And also, why are these, like, slices so fucking thick? Like, they should be a lot thinner than that.
and just go in half again. So these nice,
That is a beautiful knife, dude.
long, luscious.
That is
Okay.
a beautiful fucking knife.
Alright, yeah, that is true. And also, okay, I guess I forgot that he actually cut the slices in half as well, so.
Anything about knives like that is from fucking, what was it? Forge in the Fire? Like when we used to watch. What's that called when it's like that? When it's like, how do they make that? God damn it. It's like a different kind of,
I don't even know.
Damascus steel, is that what it is? Anyway, let's keep
Just
going.
almost like sort of
Where'd it go? Whoa!
bricks of cheese.
What happened to it?
And that
Oh, there it is.
is incredible. Now the bread.
Bro, these are
the
thick
secret behind
as
great grilled
fuck.
cheese is to make sure that
Yeah, they're still too thick.
it's not too thin.
What is he doing?
Look at that.
Just a fat loaf.
The beautiful locally baked country bread.
Baked country bread, yes. I mean, the baked country bread part is actually probably the best thing about it.
From there, a little bit of butter, okay?
And the butter. The butter.
Heavily on the outside.
The butter.
You'll see why, especially when you get that nice, crisp texture. Again,
Bro, homie just used an entire loaf of bread to make one fucking grilled cheese.
cover it.
Well, you use the ends of that to just, like, fucking, like, chow down like you're some fucking barbarian soldier out in the fucking woods or something. I don't know.
And then from there, layer your cheese. And sort of almost tailor-make it in a way that it becomes somewhat almost
Absolutely gorgeous slabs of cheese. Absolutely beautiful.
the secret behind this grilled cheese is a little bit of
What?
kimchi.
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 Oh my god, I knew Hassan's reaction was gonna be fucking triggering. He was gonna be triggered. Oh my god, he just puts kimchi and he freaks out. Oh! Let's go, I love it. I knew he was gonna react that way. I just knew it. He's screaming like he just committed the biggest sacrilege ever. He's like, no! No!
What is he doing?
What is he doing? True though.
What is he doing? Oh no! There's too much pepper.
Too much pepper.
Oh no! Why is he putting kimchi on it? What the fuck?
Why?
What the fuck is he doing? First of all, it's not even a grilled cheese no more. What? Oh no! Don't put kimchi on it, dude. Don't do it, Gordo. Oh no!
He hasn't even grilled it yet.
No!
I know, I'm not even gonna defend it. Never mind.
They give
I was gonna maybe try to, but never mind. Why?
incredible cheese. Now, the
Bro,
acidity.
the fucking cheese choices were already a little sus, okay? I'm gonna keep it real. The cheese choices, sussy baka, okay?
Sussy baka.
Straight up. Like, even then, I was like, I don't know. You're like,
It's fucking
like,
grilled
where's
kim
he
cheese.
going
Kim
here
cheese.
with
It's grilled
this? And
kim
then
cheese now,
Are you
dude.
fucking kidding me? I like kimchi. I fucking like kimchi. You put salt on the outside, too? That's crazy. That's gonna be so fucking spicy and so salty. That's crazy.
Acidity
No shit.
is incredible. But once it's been cooked, breathtaking. Fold that over. And then from there, push that down. We're going to stick that in the oven. Look, a beautiful fireplace over there.
That's not grilling it. You're just fire roasting it.
Nice and warm. Touch of olive oil in.
Beautiful.
Dog, if that's a touch, I don't know what he considers to be like a lot of olive oil. Homie just put the equivalent of an entire stick of butter in olive oil. As a touch.
Just a little bit of olive oil. Proceeds to get like a 1 gallon bucket and just douse the fucker in olive oil. A little bit of
Dude,
olive
that's
oil.
Crazy.
Beautiful, incredible, gorgeous olive oil.
Just lightly starting to smoke. Rest on the side. Push that down. Nice.
Nice.
Lift up.
Butter dog. Dog with the butter on it. That's what he's doing. He's got butter on the fucking... He's got butter and he's got olive oil. He is doubled up, dude. That's crazy. This is the most American grilled cheese I've ever seen, dude. Butter bread.
Butter bread. Have a little grilled cheese of your olive oil. Yep.
Start putting some weight on there. And just pushing it down.
Toggle butter on it.
What is happening?
Turn it over.
Turn that over.
Oh no.
He's kind of burning it. He's
no.
He's actually burning it.
Bro, 100%. If someone on MasterChef brought this to him, he would be like, "It's fucking burnt. What are you
It's
crazy?
fucking burnt. What have you done? You're all gonna cut it.
Cancer. Burnt it, dude. Oh no.
Costing
What is he doing?
I could probably get more cancer out of smoking. I could probably get less cancer smoking cigarettes than eating this. Blasphemy. Oh, sad, dumb. Dude, he totally would. He would, absolutely.
That way it gets nice and crispy.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
And then once you've coloured both sides back out, and just place your spatula on top and push down.
Yo, no disrespect, but Joe Bastianich could probably make a better grilled cheese than this. Keep it 100 here, okay?
Oh!
Helps to get the cheese nicely melted. That's incredible.
Sure, though.
Kimchi with that incredible cheese, especially with that pepperberry, it's just going to be a wonderful combination. And also, it just helps elevate the flavour of that beautiful grilled cheese. Take that
It is
out.
his comfort food.
Turn that over.
Bro, that shit didn't even melt, dude.
It doesn't,
It's
no.
so thick that it didn't even melt. Are you fucking joking? Oh my god. Yo, Gordo Simps out in full force, about to be like, they said grilled cheese, not melted. Burnt cheese, man. That's what he did. He did burnt cheese.
Burn cheese, bro.
It's cracking away. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
The cheese is melted.
Beautiful.
And this. Yeah, how crispy that is. Beautiful.
Bro, that shit, it didn't even stick, dude. That's like cold in the middle.
It is. It really is.
Ramsay, what are you doing? First of all, the bread was way too fucking thick. So
Oh my god, dude, he's being a MasterChef judge! I love this. He's doing the Gordon Ramsay on Gordon Ramsay. Oh, you know what?
That like half the bread is literally on fucking fire, whereas the cheese is probably still cold in the middle. The cheese was also too thick. What the fuck did he do? This is a major miss, dude. I've never seen this video, and I wish I never had. There's no cheese pull, okay? There's nothing going on there. That like the cheese is not even fucking grilled. The cold ass kimchi is still cold in the middle, 100%. This is an L, dude.
This is an L.
This is an L cheese sandwich.
L cheese. Dom, you might be going home tonight. You understand that, don't you? This is a competition. This is the competition for the Master Chef, and you sent us this bollocks. Dom. Dude, he sounds like he's about to fucking come over it, dude. He's literally about to, like, ejaculate over the fact that he's like, oh my god, oh, beautiful, oh, yes, lovely. Oh, just, beautiful. Oh, yes, oh, yeah, look at that, oh, yeah, oh. It's like, god, dude, like, bruh. Horny Andy over here.
Don't worry, bro. You don't
Oh my god, he really is! Dude, holy,
Shit's cold, okay? He's faking it. He's like, oh, it's so hot. Look at the cheese pull on this. It's like, bro, there is literally
No cheese pull.
Oh my god. That's incredible.
Bro, look, it's literally, bro, it's falling apart, dude. Oh, no.
That pepperberry, spicy. That's not even right. The acidity of that kimchi.
Sobe's got enough pull that as long as he says
Bro,
he's beautiful, people
British
believe
with
him.
this, okay? Watch Kenji make the grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Gordon is embarrassing me.
Honestly, I think that's why he's saying it so much.
Hey, British Kenji, I'm making a grilled cheese. So, actually, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get...
Oh! Boom! Oh!
What the fuck, dude?
That's...
Pornography is not allowed on this platform.
Oh, dude, that's straight porn right there. Damn, it's not allowed. Not even on this platform. Oh! Dude, that was just like, I don't even like, you know, a lot of cheeses that much. I'm not even a fan of grilled cheeses, really. But, fam, bruh, that poll, though. Like, there's like a fucking, like, 3 different, like, you know, like, strings going on there that are thick. And you got, like, this, like, the 2 holes, you know, like, oh, dude, like, the fucking, you know, like, one, the pink, you know, 2, you know, like, you know, 2 in the pink, 1 stink situation right there, baby.
Send this to me, are you...
What's wrong with you, boy? I'm picky about cheese. I'm not the biggest fan of cheese. I don't know, what do you want?
Dude, I am so bricked up right now. Oh.
I mean, but even...
Bananas, dude. What?
I mean, but even I can actually appreciate a good-looking grilled cheese. Like, you know, I might not be a connoisseur, but I will appreciate and include, you know, in the ability to craft a magnificent grilled cheese. Like, I'll make sure that, like, honestly, you know, like, especially, you know, when people, like, ask for sandwiches and shit, I'm always usually the one that, like, you know, smacks that bitch up, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know what's up. You know, so it's just like, I don't know, like, so, like, I get a lot of comments, so it's just like, if someone wants grilled cheese, I understand, you know, what they want, and I will give it to them. You know, like, you know, it might not be my thing, but I don't give a fuck. Whatever. I'll craft it to your utmost perfection. And the perfection will look like that. Oh! Bruh! Oh! Bruh!
That's the real secret to grilled cheese, I think, is make sure you take your time doing it. It's not one of those things that can be rushed. It's going to take at least 10 minutes. So what I do is I'm going to
get hungry. I am too, dude.
In a square pan like this.
I'm having at least something to hold me off right now.
Back here. If you have like a large non-stick skillet, you just want something that's big enough that you can get 2 slices of bread in there at the same time, because that's going to cut your cooking time in half. Because the secret to a good...
I mean, dude, this is like... Okay, bro, he's using plastic fucking cheese, and he's using, like, pre-processed bread. That's a little different.
That is.
100. Gordo, at the very least, was, like, literally fucking doing shit. Lactose intolerant frog crying, those are literally lactose intolerant cheeses. American cheese is not real cheese. It's lactose free. From a Reddit post about Gordo's cheese, this is how I imagine Gordon Ramsay as a flatmate being drunk and high on coke at 3 a.m. coming back home and being like, I'm gonna make the best grilled cheese ever. Gordo responds,
Yes.
This is what melted cheese on a grilled cheese looks
Yeah, that's
like.
good.
Not whatever you call it.
Oh, hold on a minute, girl.
No, I
was in Tasmania. They don't have grills in Tasmania.
Grilled cheese using Asiago and Romano cheese.
Okay, maybe I didn't put it in the pan long enough. I was in a rush.
To improve on it.
So you're going to show me how to do a perfect grilled cheese. Let's go.
Which is close enough to Romano. I
Wow.
grated them, and I also added some mozzarella for some better
Good.
roasting cheese.
Nice.
Now, in my opinion, Gordon cut his bread too thick, so I cut my bread a bit thinner.
Now you can play.
oh my god, it's true! Literally all of these criticisms are true, dude.
My bread too thick.
Bread with a lot of butter, but I didn't add any.
That's all we had in Tasmania.
Oh my god, he's getting fucking owned. He's getting so owned. Oh, I was in Tasmania. He just keeps fucking yelling about Tasmania, bro. You're not the devil, okay? Not like you were getting chased by the Tasmanian devil, which I believe is a real thing that happens in Tasmania, not that, like, cute animal, but actually like, the one that fucking circles around and steals your grilled cheese. What are you doing?
was up.
Thick slices of
Now,
bread.
Gordon also added some kimchi to his, so I added some to mine as well. And spoiler alert, it overpowered the
Oh,
flavorful
come on.
cheeses.
You don't like the kimchi either?
Instead of cooking mine in a super hot pan,
Go on.
over
What do you
Wow, he's like, you don't like kimchi either? What's wrong with you?
burning my bread, I cooked mine over medium-low heat.
Of course you did.
Side, then when I flipped it, it was
10 minutes?
beautifully
Girl,
golden
I
brown.
know 10 minutes each side. That's 20 minutes for grilled cheese.
Rolled around.
What?
Go!
He's like, that's 20 minutes for grilled cheese. What's wrong with you? Bollocks. It's like, what?
Minutes for each side. 20 minutes for grilled cheese. Okay, his reaction makes it so much
But just call me next time.
Tell you what, that looks good.
Okay? Hey, Gordon Ramsay.
Yes.
This is what melted cheese on a grilled cheese
Yeah,
looks
that's
like.
good.
Oh my god. Oh my fucking god, dude. It's not that he picked the worst bread. He literally cut it way too thick. That's the problem. He cut the cheese way too fucking thick. Or not the cheese, sorry. He got the cheese too thick too.
I mean, like the bread being too thick, I don't even think that's the big problem. Like, I think that's like the least of the problems there, honestly. Like, at that point, you should probably at least cook them individually, and then once they're kind of ready to go, then you slap them together, because they're a little bit more exposed and there's less shit, you know, so they can be cooking better and cooking more thoroughly. And from there, it's just like, it can at least get a little bit more of a melting consistency to where it'll all kind of even out a little better. You know, once you combine the two. I mean, something, like, goddamn. Like, damn, Gordon. You got roasted. You got roasted by multiple MasterChef judges. Oh, cause I like artisan bread. I love me some nice, hearty, thick, delicious artisan bread. I'll straight up look at a loaf of artisan bread and just eat that the way it is. Just go at a whole fat loaf of artisan bread without even cutting it up. No fucks given. I like bread. Bread's awesome. Such a staple and hearty thing. Oh. So good. You know how you can play football with some of those loaves? The crust is so tough. Oh my goodness. Oh, I like a nice, good, thick, hearty crust. Lets you know it's nice. It's a good artisan, just hearty, nice loaf. Delicious, amazing, and thick as hell. Who's a sweet baby? Are you just a sweet boy? Yeah. Are you just a little boy? It's so soft. You're just a little softball. You're just a little softball, you is. What's with this whole, like, damn cuteness thing that you got going on here? Like, you really gotta stop with this shit. Like, come on, bro. It's too much. It's too much for me. It starts at 5:45 if I want to watch it. Watch what? Oh, the military app? I think that's already released on one of the Twitch React channels. Because I saw one, like, episodes 1 through 5 already uploaded. Gotta go to the bathroom real quick. I'll do this and be right back here, y'all. Hey, buddy. Oh, you look like you're a little excited. Oh boy. This water? Not sure if it wasn't there yet. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. I mean, either way, I still need to catch up. Come on, boy. Oh. Give me that other ear. Hey, give me that ear. Give me that ear. There we go. No, oh, you got them both unflipped. Oh, look at those little puppy ears. Hey. Oh, come on. You impatient fuck. Hey. Come on, bro. Paw. Good boy. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Good boy. No, no, no. Lay down. No, 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 no. Lay down. Sit. 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 Hey, sit. Sukov, sit. Sit. Good boy. Oh my god, you Fruit Loop. Can't just chill. Yeah, never mind. Can't just chill in one spot. It's too much to ask. Is it? Is it? No! I'm a psycho. Just like a little community post meme that says the Kyle Kalinske drinking game. Draw them Sklowns, Deacon McGeezax, Lip Bumbling. Oh, the whole like beep 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 beep, that whole thing that he does. Jacket lapels, FDR rolling in his grave, Noam Chomsky. Oh, there's 3 more that are like hidden away. Draxton Sklout. I don't know that one. But Dick and McGee's axe. I mean, he says that a lot. In the whole like he does that a lot. FDR rolling grave, Noam Chomsky, the lapels, like he's always on key with that. He's always got a fit when it comes to that shit. He's always rocking a blazer. There's a few in there, though, they does a lot. So it's like, hey, take a shot if, you know, he does any of these things. And some of these are just going to be guaranteed you're just going to be drunk no matter what. He's like, what are you doing using me as a drum? This big ol' softy. Just big ol' softy, yes you is. Hey. Hi. Hi, buddy. What are you doing? What you doing? Oh. Oh. God, you're a fucking dork. You don't have a... It's like you have a singular track mind, but at the same time you don't. Their face is just inherently derpy. The guy had an inherent derp face, you know that. You know that, right? Your face is inherent with derp. Too much of it, too. Too much of that derp. Thunderfoot released a video. Elon Musk invests underground traffic jams. That's all. I already know what that's about. Cutie's gonna cute. Yeah, you know, it's just too much. Look at you. Oh my god. Oh, yeah. You really, really want to find out what that is. I mean, it looks like there's like a... It's obviously mere pixels, but it looks like there is a logo of some sorts right underneath the 12. Maybe you can look at like all wristwatch companies that have made watches and shit. Maybe, and you know, try to decipher, you know, from there. Yeah, it looks like there is, so maybe you can try to see if it, you know, you can find a company that mildly resembles. And then you can just kind of go for there. But I wouldn't know. Baby, what you doing? Oh. Use a handsome boy. Who's a handsome boy? Who's a handsome boy? Look at this fucking random ass thing. It's just chewed on. Or knocked something earlier. No, he like knocked over the recycling bin earlier, and thus a bunch of empty bottles fell out and flew away. You don't even know how to react to it. Your face is just wide open, like, wow. It's gonna get Smackledorfed. Smackledorfed. You shouldn't be getting into this. Why are you into this? You figure due to the frustration of unable to acquire this thing, you would give up. Don't paw at me! What is this? What is this? What is this paw, bro? Come on. Don't give me that crap. Don't do this to me. Oh, now you're using both of your paws? You're trying to be hella manipulative here. What is... Boy. Oh my god! You're giving me this fucking look. You're giving me this goddamn look. Oh my god, his face. Oh my god. What? Like, what the fuck? Look, I'm the cutest animal in this house, I demand respect. It actually is like that, though. Like, hold on. Like, it really is, though. I've just literally been doing just this. Hey, what are you doing? I've just been, like, doing this, pretty much. Hey, Zukov. Zukov, look at you. He's just giving me this look. He's just like, bruh. I mean, he shouldn't even be eating it anyway. That's why I'm not actually letting him chew it. He's just being persistent. Aww. Dude, look upset. Like, you shouldn't even be eating this. I'll give you something to actually chew on in a second. Like, don't feel like you're being teased or anything. Wow. It's like I'm done with it. It's like I'm done with you now. And before... Well, shit. And before the sound of an actual treat. Look at you. Oh, well, hello. Ah. Ah. Have to at least get a picture of him being a cutie. Oops. Go down there real quick. There we go. Look at you. Come on. Hi. You were very... oh, there we go. It's like you have to put it from my hand. And he got it. That's all that mattered. Who's a good little boy? Yeah. What the hell? How's like the bottom of your like? How's that all wet? How you wet? You're so weird. You're such a weird one. Goof. What time is it anyway? It's almost 2 a.m. and wow, going on for about 3.5 hours, damn. I think I might at least finish this up, however long that might take. Bill's about halfway there. Can I help you? Me. This whole staring at me thing doesn't exactly communicate much to me. Because their basic necessities have been met. Now you just want attention. Little softball, you're fucking soft. You're so soft. I seen Super Mario Roblox with side of fries. Seriously. No shit. They really are, like, ridiculously all over the place. It's annoying. I feel more random ass people show up on Twitch and YouTube. Yeah. No, you're right. There definitely is the case. And honestly, usually if there is random people that show up, when I am on YouTube is during the day. Wow. Wow. Like, that bot needs to be Super Mario Roblox with a side of fries straight into the fucking Oblivion gates, dude. YouTube has less Fortnite. True. And at least the people that do show up are more likely to be genuine. Don't mind me too much, I'm just kind of fucking, looking at some random different little shit here real quick. More than Russian bots. Yeah. They're annoying and pretty ridiculous. What are you doing over there? Man, I wonder what is with these fucking, like, bots, honestly. I know, I've seen, like, other live chats get them, too, but usually they also get banned pretty immediately, so it's just like, what the fuck is the point? Like... if they just pretty much like, at least it's like on Twitch when the bot showed up, then it was more or less, you know, at least something that was soliciting something. This other shit, I mean, I guess it is, but not exactly. It is, but it isn't. It's just being annoying with it. Like, we want, because I know what the read likes to at this point. It'd be one thing to be like, wanna find hot singles in the area? You know, then spams that, and then, yeah, I mean, that'd make at least some sense. Still be annoying. What else on tube here? Not really too much. I can't even recommend a lot of Voss shit, but it's like I haven't even watched them at all lately. It's like, what the fuck? I was tuned into Rational National when he was doing a live stream earlier today, and oh my god. I don't know what timestamp, but I tuned in to apparently where, like, COVID Dick is an article that the New York Post posted. And he was going through it. And I tuned in literally right in the middle of it, and it was the greatest thing I think I've ever tuned into in the middle of. Out of context-wise. It sounds just like what? From what I understand, because of, okay, you know what, I'm not even gonna try to explain it. Like, I actually kind of forgot a little bit. I read about that little. Yeah. I mean, yeah, so, like, the New York Post article, like, he was going through the entire thing, and especially with how he was describing it, I literally just couldn't take it seriously. I was just laughing through it. I mean, I have it on my little Power Hour stream I did from earlier today. Yeah, but I was just like, oh my god, this is just, it's just too good. I mean, it sucks, but at the same time, it's hilarious. Especially if how it's described, just, COVID dick, it's a thing. It's like, oh god. It's like, damn, son. Oh my god. Oh my god, Jesus Christ. Yeah, I'm thinking what I want for food. I've been kind of popping off on, like, some, you know, like, cooking, but I kind of want to take a break because I'm starting to run out of things to use to cook with. Unless I want to start, like, really cleaning a bunch of dishes to, you know, like, do that. And it's like, I don't want to do that at, like, 2 in the morning. So, I do still have some of my tendies left right here. I just have to reheat. Some taquitos. Ooh, yeah. Sounds pretty bomb, not gonna lie. It's pizza. Can't go wrong with that. I'm always stuck for that. I have options. I think I might just keep it simple and just do some taquitos. Thanks. So baby. He's kind of curled up in a little ball, but he's just kind of staring at me. Oh, he just kind of started closing his eyes. He just looks so cute in that little ball. Like, I can tell that his head's gonna start growing in, but like his actual head hasn't yet. So he still has like this very tiny, cute little puppy head with like the rest of this like little juvenile body that's like starting to get real big. And it's like, oh my god. It's like you still don't look proportionate. He still doesn't look exactly proportionate to what his size should actually be. Like, his paws are too huge, his head's too small. He's got the Hassan Piker head. He's got the little floppy puppy ears still. He's got his tail, like, looking like it's all grown in an adult now. Like, his tail looks like an adult tail. And his little body looks like it's, like, developed, but hasn't fully grown into, like, adult size yet. But it's, like, fully developed nonetheless. So it's just, like, he looks just not proportionate. Just at all. So it looks like he still acts and looks like and performs absolutely like a goofy little klutz still. I mean, earlier on the stream is a perfect example when he knocked over the goddamn recycling bin with all the bottles in it. And they went flying everywhere. His little foot stuck in it. Just like, oh, I think I did it bad. I'm sorry. Hillary insults herself in a bizarre tweet. Oh, I haven't seen it, but I heard about it. Where she's like, these white moderates are getting in the way of progress. And it's like, look in the mirror. Like, literally look in the fucking mirror before you start saying anything, bitch. Like, what? It's like, these white moderates, I swear. It's like, says the white moderates. Well, not even a white fucking moderate. I mean, she's like a white, like, Republican, light, fucking right, light, fuck. I guess she is, but on the right side of things. A moderate right. Moderately conservative. It's like, yeah, Hillary moderate? No. Like, it's, at least on international standards, Bernie's a moderate. And even in American standards, he, yeah, like, in my mind, he kind of is still a little too moderate. But I guess that's just because he's just too soft-spoken, more or less. I think some of his, like, you know, niceness and kind of soft-spokenness is a little bit, you know, or at least, you know, was, especially in 2020, was kind of his Achilles heel. Despite the fact that he could have won, and I think it was, especially in 2016, pretty obvious that he would have won if it wasn't so fucking rigged against him. NFTs are ugly, but not for a reason people think. Oh, Connor video. It's 40 minutes, though. I'll check that out later, actually. I'll put that on my watch later. Yeah. Come on. Click the goddamn 3 buttons. Oh my god. Sam Cedar uploaded video. Jimmy Dore losing fans over his pivot to anti-vax content. You think? Like, I was willing to at least give him some leeway up until that point. I was like, oh, the anti-vax shit. Oh, never mind. Alright, time to go on the light boat. Time to go on one of the last few light boats that are left standing. It's like, oof. Oof. I was gonna smoke another one, but, you know, I'll load up last little bowl after I smack this little out. There we go. I mean, I know people had, like, you know, some issues with Jimmy, but I think that's just because he was such kind of like a firebrand, like, kind of asshole-y kind of character, but that's kind of why I liked him, at least early on. But, you know, now that because he's just kind of went on this fucking, like, yeah, high-grade ooftonium level of, like, anti-vax shit, it's just, like, it's, while also being one of these type of people who's vaxxed himself, it's just like, dude, it's like, nope. I mean, and I used to, like, straight up, like, go to the show. I have, like, one of his books I got when I saw him live, signed and shit. Like, I mean, Steph Zamorano, like, took a picture of him and I and shit, you know, so, you know, his wife. So I was just like, you know, like, I mean, I actually straight up used to, you know, like and support the guy, you know, and I have one of his shirts, you know, and shit. But, like, at this one, it's like, oof, the high-grade ooftonium is strong. I mean, if it wasn't, like, the fact that he is, I mean, honestly, it feels like maybe 1 or 2 videos I'd be like, okay, you know, whatever, you know, it's like, alright, that's a little sus, but, like, look, you know, you know, it's like once or twice, you know, in, like, the span of, like, 5 months or something, but it's just like, it's literally pretty much every video he does. So it's like, what, poor Jimmy. Will there be a redemption arc for the door? Or has the door been shut on all his old fans? Find out next time in this season of America. That's a fairly okay burp right there. I don't know what he wants. He's been over there for like the past 30 minutes.
Heard noise and it's like, what was that? I heard anything?
No, he's been over there for like 30 minutes now. He hasn't budged over there for much.
I see the through the door, kitty door. Yeah, you bonehead. Yeah, you big bonehead.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, big pups.
You still have such small little puppy ears. He's so disproportionate, isn't he? Like, his body's not proportionate yet.
I mean, his puppy should get bigger to match his noggin there.
His head is too small. He has like a...
No, his head's too big.
Huh? He has a tiny little head. His like neck is huge. Full of like thickness and fluff.
The head and the neck, his body needs to go out to the optimal dog proportions. Smoke.
Well, that's why I just have my shit out here.
Yeah.
Anyway. Well.
There we go.
He's just forgetting everything now, isn't he? Anyway. I'll smoke less of a bowl. Call a little good for evening. Might come by in the mornings like I did for earlier today. Oh, we'll see. We'll see. But anyway.
A couple of days since I had a kid, but
Couple days. It's only been a couple seconds. It's me.
I don't smoke much anymore.
Shame. Anyway. Peace out. Now see y'all.